side. Cause we don't give a fuck. Because it's always drama on the east side. Cause we don't give a fuck. Because there's always drama on the east side. Cause we don't give a fuck. Because there's always drama on the east side. Get that shit. Crazy king, we don't give a fuck. Ball head, bend babies like my homeboy said. Look ready for the sword, I ain't down with the red. Crazy motherfuckers from the streets of LA. East side, south side, what the fuck we say. Hanging out with the homies out, banging that stop. Rolling deep like a motherfucker, always on the block. Smoking that shit, tripping out on the high. Fucking fools up, holding down the east side. I can put this on my mind and everything I love. I'm the die for my hood, I'm not no motherfucking punk. I'm a straight gang nigga that don't give a shit. I got a gang of crazy homies that you can't fuck with. Bald head, crew strap, got my shit in strap. East side, I'm a swing, 13 on my back. So enough motherfucking watch your records get cracked. It's a fucking with the homies, just like fucking with the hood. Put a slug in your ear and make the shit understood. See more, you know how shit go. Yeah, it's always on the east side. Cause we don't give a fuck. Because it's always drama on the east side. Because we don't give a fuck. Because it's always drama on the east side. Because we don't give a fuck. Because it's always drama on the east side. Because we don't give a fuck. Stop saying east side with a thing that rhyme. Put a strap to your head, fuck a punk drive by. I meant to play a different song, but after I heard it play, I was shit. I forgot about the song. It was a different East Side Drama song I was gonna play. That's the one I was gonna play. I was gonna play the different one, but I wanted to play this one. But the one where Easy came up, so I was like, you know what? I just let it play. What's up, guys? Brent Martinez, what's up? Finally awake for a stream. Yes, sir. Finally awake for a stream. Nightmare. What's up, Nightmare? If hold on. Let me go to that a little bit. Brent Martinez, what's good, Nightmare? That's right, Nightmare. I gotta check to see what I have to have it on my own live on my phone just to see the emojis. I send mine, bro. Yeah, if one of you guys comes in here and you had a ranch before, let me know, because I ended up taking everybody's ranch weeks back, and sometimes people don't come up here every single day, but most of you got it back though. The real Demo 43, Santa Orange County. Yep. Santa Ana, Santaneros. It's funny, man. When I got the whole shield in the back of my head, I'll never see that shit nowhere. Hey, nowhere. I got this shit. When did I get this shit? In 2009. I got the Santa Ana in the back of my head, the actual seal in my water tower. The water tower where my hood is at. And I started seeing everybody years later, 10, 15 years later, like everybody, even on YouTube, like they're not even from Logan. And they have the water tower on them.
Man, get out of here. You already know that anybody from Logan was the ones that was getting that. That's our neighborhood. That's not your neighborhood. Get Willard or fucking Spurgeon High School or Salvador Park tatted on you or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like somebody getting Chicano Park tatted on them. It's like the enemies of Logan Heights getting Chicano Park tatted on them. That's not their hood. Same thing with dudes from people in the city, other hoods in the city. They get the water tower. Everybody knows that's Logan. That's Logan. Straight up. But they try to justify that shit like, oh, it's a city landmark. It's a county landmark. Yeah, spin it however you want, bro, but you know exactly where that's at. And since it's in the middle, in the cuts, like in the middle of the industrial, the old neighborhood, and the new neighborhood, there's nobody really there. It's just right there behind the school, bro. It's literally in school grounds. So nobody posts up there. Motherfuckers have done videos over there and shit like this. It's like it's their neighborhood and shit. go do something somewhere else, bro. It's just funny. Johnny Lo saludos, raza. That's right. I'm right here in the city. That's right. I gotta go. I'm due to go back actually. I'm gonna react to that freaking drunks fucking thing. I missed it. I worked yesterday. I was fucking, bro. I had the biggest headache in the world yesterday. This sun out here is fucking crazy, dude. Like for real. Like I was fucked up. And I really wanted to come back and try to do a live at least. That's why I haven't even edited the fucking videos that I have ready to go. But I will. I work again tomorrow. It's probably gonna be hopefully not the same thing, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm definitely gonna drop something for sure. Let me see. I was on Renee's live earlier. I think he's still on right now. I stopped by for a little bit. Asked the same question like 10 times. I like 4 times. I knew I wasn't going to get a response because my shit, I'm not donating. I'm not sending super chats, and I'm not a member or nothing like that. So it's not going to stand out. And when you have 500, shit, I haven't had 500 viewers on my channel, on my live, since I exposed Gunner years ago when I was living in Arizona. That shit was crazy, bro. We had in between 450 to 650, 550 viewers. That's when everything was like, fuck, my bigger channel and everything. That shit was crazy. Her dudes in there asking Renee, like, hey, anybody that's stupid enough to go over there with the drama, like every shit that's going on with me and other channels and shit like that. Anybody that goes on that channel and tries to ask those type of questions, you're stupid. Don't even try it. The dude is like, you're not gonna get involved in all that shit. You have to be stupid to get involved in that. You know, it wasn't like at the beginning. It wasn't like this. You know, it's too late for me to return. You know what I'm saying? It's too little, too late for me. If people was like, hey, just keep focusing on your content. Even if I did, bro, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Too much has transpired. Unless everybody stops talking shit and legitimately stops talking shit for like 6 months to a year, maybe we will have a chance. Maybe. And a bunch of people that come for the drama will stop watching. Our numbers will go down, and then those who are really consistent and stay for the actual passion, whatever mission, would actually start going back up again. That's the only way that shit will happen. But as it stands right now, bro, like, you try to go to fucking Boxer's channel, like, the fuck? Like, there was a couple of dudes in there talking shit. Like, I was like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, take a day off, dude. Like, I'm right here in the city. That's right. And that was Jar's hood because Drake shot the hood blogger there. He's one of them. I'm talking about, he shot a video, but I'm talking about dudes that got it tatted. They got the water tower tatted on them. I got it. I got the sign. I got the sigil right there, and then I got the water sign, the water tower. I mean, downtown Orange County. Shit, I remember when they just said something. I know that's the old school one that I had. You know, shit, I used to live right there on freaking 16th and Dresser, right off my balcony. You can see that damn water tower. Every single morning, go out to the fucking balcony, smoke a leño. 7 in the morning, smoking a fucking joint, looking at that tower right in front of me, down the street, right there. That was my hood. Let me see. Let me see. Bad. Look at this dude right here. Els started his live 20 minutes ago. Why did you go live earlier today? I went the same time that I went yesterday. Not yesterday. The last live that I did, go check the time. If you care to check, I've been doing late ass fucking lives. The last live that I did a couple of days ago, I did it early because I knew I had to go to work. Tomorrow I gotta go to work. So why you would focus on that, bro? I have no idea. Actually, I have an idea. You're wondering why I went on the same time when I used to go on that before anybody exposed anybody, bro, came on these lives, bro. I used to do mine at 9 o'clock my time, which is fucking 7 that time, around that time. Once I'm not even gonna get that shit started, bro. I go live. I even stopped doing lives at nighttime. And was trying to do them earlier, but I couldn't because I was at work. But you're never gonna please everybody. Somebody's always gonna find some ulterior motive, like, oh, all of a sudden this was going live at this time because this was going live, this and that. Come on, man, cut that out. I'm glad that Unboxer fucking went live. I wanted to go live earlier, actually, but fucking Renee fucking went live at 5 o'clock Cali time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check this shit out. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has his viewers, we have ours. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a lot more viewers that ain't watching for the bullshit. That ain't watching for the drama. Get that in your head, bro. You don't have to like it, brother, but don't assume things, por favor. Respectfully. Yeah, but that represents the city. That's why people get it tatted on them. No, I know. I understand that. But I'm talking about gang members. I'm not talking about regular individuals. I'm talking about gang members, homie. I'm talking about gang members. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. They know what that shit represents. They know. Regular residents from Santana, Orange County, yeah, it's a landmark. I get that. I'm talking about hood pride. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody getting Logan Park tatted on them. No. Somebody from Shelltown, some Vista. You know what I'm saying? Like from Carlos Malo, anywhere, Del Sol, getting Logan Chicano Park. It's like me getting fucking El Salvador Park. El Salvador Park is a well-known park in our city. Dale Hyde Park, Memorial Park. It's like me getting that tatted on me, and I'm from Logan. Like, the fuck? That's fucking F true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like saying Artesia. You know what I'm saying? Like community. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's our shit. So I don't got really nothing to say as far as regular individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you see an enemy get it, it's like, see, wait. It's just an observation, man. I don't care. That shit don't matter no more. The gangbanging shit should have never mattered, but we live in different times now, bro. That was a completely different time, bro. I'm glad I fucking made it out of there. Fuck, I almost died a gang of times, including actually flatlining and getting shot. Like, that shit to me, bro, like, shit. Which today is gonna do with the old boy's response to his victim. I don't know if I'm gonna respond to another crash out of his because I already covered one, but I think there's some good things and some bad things. He says some good things and some bad things, but the hypocrisy in there is kind of like, I'll get to it. I bet. Can you talk about someone from your relationship if he asks you to talk about him? Someone from the Dominoes? Uh, ask what you're gonna ask, bro. Ask what you're gonna ask, and then we'll go from there. It's been a few of my homeboys. I actually interviewed my sniper. Uh, actually interviewed Sniper when he was on my first channel. I had freaking Freddy on here. I mean, they were just trying to stay out of the mess. Sonny's been on here. Well, it's a bunch of my homeboys have been on here from back then. I don't know any of the new ones. When I paroled, man, I got into an incident with one of the younger some of the youngsters. Got into chase with them and everything. Squared up on me and everything. I was like, all right, what's up? Let's do it. But I told him, like, hey, bro. These youngsters, bro. The crazy part is they did it over a Jaina. They did it over Morena. That freaking raggedy ass broad. This was Soldier. Soldier hasn't came on here. Soldier's fucking him, Ray. Ray sends his. That's the generation I. Get a task. Got his ass kicked. Idol Diaz says I started his live over 20 minutes ago. There you go. I used to live on 20th and Bush. 20th. Well, that's on the other side. Hey, was that school there when you were there? That little continuation school right there right? Okay, in front of the Pollo Loco? Yeah, 20th and Bush. Freak used to live on. His parents used to live right there on Spurgeon and 20th. Right when you turn. Shit, another spot I used to live at was right there on fucking on Bush, past the 20th. Those apartments before you get to the to that little fucking bridge, the freeway overpass to go down to Main Place and all that shit. I was just watching the Breaking Point video on YouTube. They say we only have 43 days of old strategic reserves because Iran is blocking Straits of Hormuz. Thanks to Trump for doing it, Israel. That's not true. That's not true. If anything, bro, because of Trump's first administration, we have a whole lot of fucking reserves. And we went after Venezuela, man. We got so much. The reason oil is not through the roof, oil is a little, it went up a couple dollars, $1. If you're living in California or something like that, you're fucked. So don't even come at me with that shit if you're in California, respectfully. But if you're anywhere else, like where I'm at, it went up $1. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? And it's been fluctuating right there, $1. Even throughout the worst things of this fucking conflict, this war, whatever the fuck's going on. I know exactly what's going on, but I'm just saying. So because of what he did in his first term, we've been able to have reserves. So all that fucking EPA restrictions, sanctions, and all that bullshit, he lifted a lot of that shit. But fuck Trump, Trump derangement syndrome, all that bullshit, I get it. Most people don't even know what's good for them. So that's not fucking true. These are a bunch of fucking scare tactics for motherfuckers that try to brainwash people. And trust me, I don't agree with Trump on everything, 100%. But I know that he's better for this country than any other pendejo on the left side. I'm glad I stopped being blind. Respectfully, I don't think Rivals would have done that. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, if somebody from Delhi, whatever, wants to do it, they do their thing. But they still know that slogan. So it would be one of those things that's showing homage in a way because it's Logan. But they know. Come on, bro. They know. An OG. What's that? That's the homies. That's right. I meant no harm. I don't catch every live. I don't mean to trigger you. No, you're not triggering me, bro. How you trigger me? I have to answer, bro. I have a way of doing things, my boy. I think people think that they trigger me just because I'm aggressive in my answers. I'm firm in my answers. And I think that's why a lot of people don't want to ask me things. It's like for me to go off on you, bro. It's like it's gonna take a lot, bro. You're good though. Yeah, get your rest, bro, because sleep is important. 100%. What was your relationship with Wimpy? Hold on, that's a good question. Let me put the song on. I don't know if you guys want to hear a song before. I'm trying to go the first 30 minutes and then we'll go from there. Let me see. Play some pun real quick. Big Pun, rest in peace, man. I do have lyrics, bro. Too bad it was Puerto Rican from New York. Man, I lived in New York, but went down into the boroughs, Brooklyn, all that shit. Them motherfuckers are crazy. They're different, bro. They're different. New York is different. It's larger than life. It's like how they would feel and they would go to downtown Skid Row, LA, the projects, East LA, even Santana in some areas. It's just different. The optics are different. Things are built different. The houses, the neighborhoods, the apartments, it's built different. Over there, they got fucking big ass fucking, yeah, it's fucking completely different, bro. As far as Wimpy, bro, rest in peace to my older homeboy Wimpy. Uh, if you know, you know. Of course, he got shot. He got killed by the Placas over there on Santa Anita on Jackson Street. They pulled him over with his girl. He was a well-known parolee. They already knew who he was, type shit. And the fucking black guy fucking smoked him. He domed him, bro. Getting out the car, he never had a chance. They had been trying to put him away for a long time. I didn't have a relationship with Wimpy except to say that I was a youngster coming back and forth from school. Back the last time I seen him was with Boxer. With Boxer right there on Spurgeon before you get to Washington. When Boxer had the El Camino, he used to live in that house right next to that alley. And I was a youngster, like my little homies were running around and ended up gangbanging after I got locked up. That's what he was to me. 98. I started the next year, literally, the next year and a half later. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he passed away in 98, and I started real shortly after there. So that's my relationship with him. But as far as homeboy relationships, I wasn't from the hood yet. I've been living in my hood my whole life, but yeah. Let me see. Dime tu, saludos, Miguel. Appreciate you, brother. Rest in peace. Yup, it was. Next to me, familia. That's right. The yellow apartments. Okay, that's right. Yeah, bro. I got a lot of memories. It's crazy because when I was coming up, obviously they all knew me as younger than them, and I was already getting locked up. YA babies, parolees, in and out. They got locked up for a few years, and then bro, it was a point where there was nobody. There was nobody out there. And then me and my brother and fucking a couple of dudes held it down like for a while. And then they all got out, and not all of them, but a few of them got out. Boom, boom. Flacco was another one. He's the main one, honestly, that took me under the wing. He's one of the ones that got out. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?" I was like, "I'm right here. What's up?" And he embraced me and everything. And that was that, bro. The Mouser at the time, Little One at the time, fucking Gizmo, fucking gang of dudes. Who else? Spanky and Badger used to live on the other side. this is where I was like, I was, man, I was 13 years old, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 12 years old, like already fucking going with all my homeboys, fucking going to meetings, everything. Like I was, yeah, school with our Horsey, Bully, obviously Night Owl, Whisper, fuck all them dudes, bro. Like it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. It's not like that no more. Let me see. Let's mando todo. Matter of fact, that picture that I have, one of the few I know fucking what's his face, Lazy. I know that motherfucker has a gang of pictures of the homies, the meetings, and all that shit. The fucking the football games, and the parks and everything. There's a bunch of them. Actually, I gotta hit up the homie so you can send me some. But I happened to talk to one of my homeboys, and meaning he happened to send me that because I was just talking to him. I didn't ask him for no pictures, and then he was just sending me. Pictures out of nowhere. I was like, oh shit, I remember that shit. You know, like, and one of them obviously it was the fucking yeah, Wicked Wizard. Let me see. Matter of fact, Wizard. Who was it? No, Wicked was locked up. But matter of fact, Wicked he got out not too long ago. I know he was sick. I talked to him. Damn, I haven't talked to Wicked in a few years, but I know he was going through some shit with his kidneys. He caught that case. Wicked caught that case with Mouser. And then a Wizard, I seen him a few times out there. Wizard thought his shit didn't stink. Even when I was when I was like, I was already from the hood and shit in the neighborhood every day. Years later, that motherfucker thought he shit. He used to say what's up, but you stop by a little bit and we'll take off. I understood, man. I was a day-to-day homie at that point, just like they used to be type shit. They're on parole and all that shit. They didn't want to post up. I don't give a fuck if I was on parole, probation, or anything, bro. I posted up. I didn't give a fuck because everybody else was gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a fucking straight fucking. When I say hood rat, I was like, I was dedicated to the hood, bro. And everything that came with it, the using, the getting strung out, everything, bro. Putting in work, especially. Man, I was fucking. What's cracking on? Much respect. So much appreciate you. That's Rob, right? Rob. Sam Mines. Robin Negas, give a homie. Hope all is well. Wait, now I'm getting confused. No, I'm just playing. The real demo. Yep, they sure did. 43 days from now, I guess we will see. I hope they are wrong because imagine all that truckers that keep the economy every day off oil running. It's basically an economic collapse and fear mongering. Yeah, I know, bro. They said the same thing. Remember a while back they said the same things about the farmers, but that dude injected a gang of federal money into the farmers to keep them afloat. They're gonna try to fear monger. That's actually the correct word right there. Fear mongering. All that vitriolic rhetoric, all that. That's what they're just trying to scare people to get votes. That's what they're gonna do. Trust me when I say, like I said, the farmers and everything, bro. Trust me, bro. That dude knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. That's all I can say. Like I said, man, as far as the immigration shit, I don't agree with. Even though I know it's constitutional, it is what it is. But I mean, I'd rather have him than have anybody else, especially with the socialists trying to on the rise right now. Is it an old technique to influence the masses? Of course, 100%. Propaganda 101. They have control CNN and all the major news networks. Even CBS and fucking MSNBC didn't fucking see. They didn't even broadcast his speech. What does that say about you? What about that's the free press? They're supposed to be the free press. If the free press is really righteously checks and balances, they have the obligation to put anybody's freaking speech out there, especially if it's the president. If at the very least to contradict him on the Save the America Act, the voter ID, all that. And they wouldn't even broadcast it because they know it's going to make sense. They know that the majority of the American public actually agree to that. And they didn't broadcast it because they know that they're enough about politics. I don't want to talk about politics, not American politics. I love them. I know exactly what's going on, but it's very polarizing. It's going to divide people. Joe Black says, what do you think about 50 Cent and Eminem being real gangsters? uh, as far as being gangsters, neither one of them was a gangster. 50 Cent wasn't a gangster, a gang member. Eminem wasn't a gang member either. Eminem was probably one of the greatest, not probably, one of the greatest MCs, lyricists, rappers, whatnot. From Detroit, right? From Detroit, 8 Mile. And 50 Cent was from Queens, from the streets, drug dealer, all that shit. But as far as gang members, gangsters, I mean, I guess gangsters in the sense where they're with the business. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like they're selling dope, strapped up. Somebody tries to jack them, they're gonna bust back. But they weren't out there killing dudes just to kill them. They were just with the business, and somebody tried to fuck with them. That type of gangster, I guess. I guess maybe 50 Cent. I don't know. Didn't that fool tell on something? Tell on somebody or some shit? That rapper that died, OG Wicked, was a little older than you. Did you ever run into him? I know you said before he was a rival. Honestly, bro, I don't remember saying that. I don't know who OG Wicked was. I mean, unless I said it in passing, meaning like, where was he from? I'll tell you right now, OG Wicked, because I don't remember seeing that shit. I know he was from the city, at least from what I heard. I know I mentioned it, but I don't think he was. Was he for 6th Street? I don't know. Let me know. What do you think? The house next to the small parking lot before they built homes. Oh, okay. I thought you said apartments and shit. I think you were talking about the apartments either on this side going down Spurgeon or the ones on Bush still. Okay, you're talking about right next. Damn, bro. Because there's some ones that go big ass ones. Okay. Joe Black, what do you think about 50 Cent being? Did I just answer this shit? Two of our souls. Can you tell us a story about Tito Ortiz, one that only a person from Santana would know? No. The only thing I could tell you is that I know my our homeboy Sniper that's his fucking primo. That's it. He would be able to tell you that. He's the one that would be able to tell you that. But I know he was related to him. I mean, Gizmo, Sunny, Shadow, Lefty, Rhino, Horse, Whisper, etc. Rhino, fucking Porky, Pork Chop. Man, that's the last time I seen Rhino. I love Rhino. The last time I seen Rhino was in 2002. With Mouser, Flacco, Pee Wee, Soldier. Was the last time we had a big ass incident over Mouser. Actually, that was the last time we had an incident over us finding out and confirming, Flacco confirming that Mouser was testifying on Wicked. Wicked kept sending down the fucking Wicked kept sending down the paperwork at the time. I'm telling you, bro, I was like 60 years old. I was younger, bro. I was inside of the gate. I was in the gate. How old was I? 2002. I'm bad at math. I was like 16, bro. Like 16, 17. Not 16. 16. Let me see. Yeah, I started young, bro. I started young. Matter of fact, there was nobody out there. I'm telling you, my brother was like with a few. Me, him, Martin, but he didn't make it. He got his ass whooped a gang of times and he stood around. But I seen so many dudes come, bro. But our neighborhood, being from our neighborhood, bro, was just bad, bro. It was bad. If you were with the business, bro, you weren't gonna make it. I seen so many fools get rolled out, including by my hand. And we didn't make you do shit. It had to come from you, But after a while, you're just chilling there, especially trying to get high and shit. If you're gonna get high, motherfucker, you're gonna put in work. Like on your own. We're not gonna make you do shit. But if we don't see it from you, then that's what it is. Trust me, man. I went for them from passing the baton to me passing the baton. I did it all, bro. I did it all. But Rhino, yeah, Porky. I used to call him Porky. And fucking little Stompers. Stomper, fucking big Stomper. Him and his little brother, little Stomper. He used to call him youngster, but that fool never, like that name. To me, it's like, why embrace that? Because he wanted to be Big Stomper. You know, that dude really, like, that's the homie and everything, bro. But damn, bro, like, he really thinks that he always had that little complejo, bro, that he was going to be Big Stomper. He was beefing it with his own brother, bro. That's just crazy. He got out, bro. He checked in too right there in Kern Valley. For doing some stupid shit. I mean, you know, dope debts, all that shit. He with the business though. I'm not gonna take that from him. You know, it's like anybody try to talk shit on me for being strung out. Like, what the fuck? You could be strung out and be with the business at the same time. The homies, usually the dudes that frown upon dope fiends are the ones that ain't with the business. Straight up, they're the ones that think their shit don't stink. Us gutter babies, us real gutter babies. Unless you live that shit, motherfuckers, within the gang lifestyle, they motherfuckers think their shit don't stink. They never been through trials and tribulations, bro. Let's see. Let me play. Trying to find a good song before I get to this. I can't even play Black Rob. My boy took over that fucking song. No, not that one. How about this right here? Let's play that one real quick. We got beef with it. Rhino, pork chops. The twins, that Wicked Wizard. Did you know Stalker? No, I was a younger dude. I don't think I've ever met that dude. And then there was a lost Stalker, long lost. You know, one of the only homies that I never met, my older homeboys, not even my older homies, they weren't that much older than me. They had years on me, but we put in work. I put in work with all them motherfuckers. Woody is one of the ones that I've never met personally, which is crazy. I mean, he turned Christian and left the hood and then came back after I was doing my 15 years. No disrespect to him, I'm just saying that's what happened. Fucking Ghost, Green Eyes, Ghost. I met him, of course. I'm just saying Ghost. Dog, rest in peace. Who else? A lot of names, bro. Oh, fucking the brothers Dominic and Rocco. You never watched this video? 50 Cent was Gangster and Eminem. No, I never seen that, bro. I'm going all over the U.S. Tell people California gas are a lot different and more structured. Oh, yeah, that's a whole different thing. Even where I'm at, bro, I'm in Louisiana, bro. Like, even like, I talk dudes that come up to me, like, hey man, where you from? Somebody's asked me, "If you from Texas?" I was like, nah, I ain't from Texas, I'm from Cali. But I could understand why they asked me that, man. Oh, I'm blasted up and shit. Like, the way that I talk, the way that I carry myself, like, I mean, I don't be talking no gang shit. I don't talk about shit like that to anybody, you know? I just do my job and that's it. I wanted to play this song because this is funny right here. The beginning of the song always fucking made me laugh. Oh, we got beat. They're calling another set. Oh shit. And let me play a fucking old school fucking Busta Rhymes shit. I never had any of the CDs or anything, but I've been played out songs already for a long time. Let's see. The real demo Bush, like, sir, Bush Street. You said he was from the other side, I believe. Maybe not the actual word rival. You said Alley Boys, I believe. Oh, the other side of town? Yeah. Oh, no. He was from Alley Boys. Yeah, he. Yeah. I forget. I had never heard of him, but if I did say that, I forgot already. Meaning like where he was from. But yeah, Alley Boys, we didn't get along with them dudes at all, bro. They're right there. That's Delhi right there. Delhi in our neighborhood where I was real close. But they were on the other side of town as well. Like, so for us, like in my time, by the time I finished going through the city and looking for other enemies, they're on the other side. So by that time, bro, we're like, hey, let's go home, because we had a middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking blockouts, gang units, everything. Like, so we just would make it to like the middle of the city. The furthest that we would make it is to the ones that we really didn't like, and whatever was going on, and dudes that were doing things, dudes that we heard were active. Those are the ones that we used to try to go target. The dudes that were with the business. We wouldn't just go to see the Lopers, bro. Were right next to us, and then they had like 4 or 5 cliques right next to us. We already knew that if we flared up with them dudes, that we had 3 or 4 cliques coming at us. That's a gang of dudes. So we still would start with the Lopers, and if we wouldn't see them, I'm being real. If we didn't see them the first time, we'll just keep going, and we'll come back right through that neighborhood. And it was one of those things to us. It's like if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Now certain neighborhoods that we despise, because the Loper beef with us since the 70s, bro. Like it was a stalemate. It was a stalemate, bro. Like for real. Hey, Telly, get the hell off my channel, bro. You've been ostracized for years now, bro. You just get the fuck out of here already. Let me see. The guys from Bad Company that went to prison was scared of 50 Cent because he was so gangster. The dude got size, so I mean, I don't know. Like I said, bro, I don't really know about 50 Cent and what he did, bro. Like, all I know is that somebody said he snitched years ago, and he's from Queens, and he was he was actually from the streets. I don't know. That's a big ass dude, bro. All them fools, yup. All the homies. Can you tell us a story about Skyler before YouTube was created? I'm joking. Who the fuck is Skyler? Joe Black says the guy that ran Bad Company and took it over, that was Gangster Cycles or whatever, was scared of 50 cents. Okay, I don't even know who that is, bro, to tell you the truth. Gunner the Runner, remember that? Gunner the Runner, remember? Yeah, God, of course. Who doesn't remember Gunner the fucking Runner? The fucking Runner ran from every fight, including mine. And he had the audacity to call me out 2 times, one on the phone and one on blast on live. That's not me. Hold on. Let me get to. I definitely wanted to do. Let me go check. I'm gonna check to see what the J-Cat's doing first, and then I'm gonna go with the drunk. The true drunk of YouTube. Dubsy. The debriefer. Because the video that he dropped earlier today, bro, I really want to respond to that. Because there were some good things in there, for sure, but they got contradicted once again based on his past behavior and things like that. I remember when 17th Street didn't have a center divider. Oh yeah. Other shooters were crazy, but once with the center divider, calmed down a bit. Oh yeah, they did that shit. We know they tried to do that shit on Spurgeon and everything. I got locked up. Was in and out. Got locked up. They put the center dividers, and then the next time I got out, boom, they were gone. I was like, what the fuck? Make your mind up, because all the car pursuits, shootings, car pursuits, everything. So yeah. So what are you? Why are you? Excuse me. Why do you think they killed Tupac and Biggie between the California and New York gangs? Um, because of their own personal. Honestly, that was all personal shit. It should have been personal shit, but you know, the magazines. You gotta understand, man, that these motherfuckers record labels, you know. So that shit got exacerbated to a national. Imagine, bro, being part of a beef nationally, especially when it's New York and fucking all the rap politics and all that shit, and then uh, Pac gets in contact with fucking with Death Row. Them motherfuckers got some real fucking blood, Pyros, fucking Crips, and all that shit. It's a recipe for a disaster, bro. And as far as why Pac got killed, I think we all know that shit. The snatching the chain, Orlando, all that bullshit. Orlando had to do it with the business, bro. That fool already had murders under his belt. But anywho, I don't want to relitigate that shit because I think we all know about that. Rest in peace, Big Scraps. Yeah, man, one bullet to the leg. A bullet to the leg is all it took. They hit his artery, bro, and shot him in the leg. Hey, that fool with the business, though. I remember when he had no tattoos in his face except the SA. The only tattoo he had on his face was the SA. That's it. The only one. Last time I seen him, at least. And he caught those 12 years for them robberies. I didn't even know when he got out. I didn't even know that dude had checked in. I think his brother, Termite. Termite, bro. I think that motherfucker mad at me. I pressed a line on him. I pressed a line on Scraps. I ain't gonna lie. When I was still in Kern Valley. Actually, that was in Corcoran, I think. He paroled from High Desert, and he did his thing. He made whatever decision. And he got out as he was active, and then when they found out, he didn't give a fuck either. He stayed in the hood, and nobody did shit to Scraps. All the little active homies and all that shit. We were mad. I remember we were mad. Any one of us, I know Soldier wanted to kill his ass. Any one of us that would have got out and seen Scrappy at the time, it would have been a disaster between us. But yeah, man. The enemies ended up doing it. But they got lucky, bro. Honestly, they shot wildly. They didn't even fucking try to. They were scared too, bro. And they shot him in the leg. And after everything, they shot him in the leg and it hit his artery. So he didn't have no chance. By the time the fucking ambulance got there, he bled out from his fucking artery in his leg. That's why you could never fucking underestimate where you get shot at. I've been shot on my chest. How many people really survived that fucking wound? I almost didn't. I flatlined and everything. I was in a coma for 3 days. Like I had chest tube collapsed lung. In the hospital for 3 weeks. Like, bro, it's I guess the luck of the draw, bro. It's the luck of the draw. Like, his ticket was up though. He was doing some shit though. I can't say it wasn't with the business. The person I was talking about was Death Row Records, was a 50 Cent rapper, singer. I don't remember that dude. Slugs dropped the video on Gunner's fake video on Batman by saying, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I might stop and do that one too." But right now, I want to do one with the drunk, because on the victim one, because cut it out. The real demo, yup, yes sir. And Exposed has a video on Duz making threats. Oh man, why wouldn't he? How? I mean, like, he has everything. If anything, that's the video that I don't want to do, because I already, it's kind of redundant for me. I'm not saying I'm never gonna. I mean, if I react on a video from Exposed, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Ain't nobody trying to be like him or anybody else. If I see some good content out there, I'm gonna react to it. But I feel like that back to back, Dove just went off on me on his live the other day, and motherfuckers are like, "Oh, all of a sudden people think they're like us." Man, shut the fuck up. Shit, I've been going at it with these dudes for years. Let me see. People usually think leg wounds are minor injuries. Yeah, they. I mean, like loss loss of life, they usually are. You may lose a limb, depending on the caliber, of course. But if you hit an artery with any type of fucking, for the most part, any caliber, and they don't get to you on time, you don't have a tourniquet, and you don't even have the presence of mind or even the knowledge of tying your fucking leg, a tourniquet, a shirt, a string, a shoelace, a belt, then you're gonna bleed out. And most of the time you're just sitting there not knowing that you need a fucking tourniquet, thinking it's like, oh, it's just a leg wound, and you have the unfortunate circumstance of an artery fucking being perforated and completely your heart pumps out all your blood, bro, and that's a wrap. We reacting to both videos. Yeah, I got time tonight, could. Let's see, we're gonna start with one of them. Dub said fucking wife and kids. Oh, he said that shit? I wouldn't be the first time, but it wouldn't be the first time. I'm not surprised. Gunner has said that shit too. Call my kids little monkeys, the N word, the hard word, everything. It's happened for years. People bury it. There's a YouTube, and you know what the crazy part is, that subscribers go and pump everybody else up. They go from my channel, go to Exposed Tube, the do some Exposed Tube, come to my channel, try to pump me up. I don't pay attention to it because I know they're just talking shit. I know it's not true. If indeed it is true, I'm gonna hear it from one of my subscribers, somebody that I trust. I have no reason to go at it with nobody that I'm not already responding to. I'm not gonna add no enemies to the list for sure. Over what? Over something that doesn't even fucking matter, like some petty ass shit? No. But it's usually the subscribers that say that shit. The shit that I've mentioned tonight is the subscribers, it's the trolls on the chat. And they try to pump people up, and it's unfortunate. There's a YouTube video about 50 Cent's been so gangster, a lot of companies were scared of them. I think he even started his own production show because he was like a superstar, rap superstar. Yeah, I mean, like as far as like companies, record labels being scared, that's why Death Row got started. Like the industry back then in LA, like ain't nobody want to fuck with gangsters, man. Shit. Look at Eazy, Ruthless Records, with Jerry Heller and all that shit. He needed a white dude to push his shit that had connections. You know what I'm saying? And so Death Row got started from a dude in prison. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't trying to open up that door because they knew that some street dudes. They were street dudes. Imagine Disneyland trying to fuck it. Imagine if there was a Disneyland Studios. They're not gonna let freaking the likes of a freaking Snoop that's fighting this case at the time, Dog Pound, Tupac that got out of jail. Like, they're not gonna let them dudes in. So they had to start their own record label, and the rest is history. So I'm not surprised on that one. Have you seen the soldier in Mexico getting his leg blown off by a 50 cal? I seen a bunch of them. When did that happen? I seen a man that. You guys remember them freaking torture videos? Them dudes that Mencho caught, they chopped the head off and all. Not Mencho, fucking the Barbie and all that. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit out there. It's hard to find now, but that's before, like, that's back when YouTube wasn't even fucking regulated. YouTube used to show a lot of shit. A lot of shit. All right, let's get to this shit real quick. So I left off and reacting to Slugs. Shout out to Slugs. Let me go to this pendejo real quick. I wanted to do this one right here because What's that? Bruce called, dude? What the fuck is that? A message to my victim.
What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel.
That's the cracking, but your fucking, you know, the cracking, but your forehead and your fucking burned out ass feet. Here we go. Let's see what this fucking drunk's saying right now. This is a video. It's not a live, of course. But the moment that I seen it, I was like, man, this fool, like, he got.
Video. Last night I was drinking. I was live with you guys.
And I think this is the one that you guys in the comment section are saying that ET has. I'm gonna look at this first. We'll see. I don't know. I wasn't on last night. I didn't watch anybody's live or anything. I was dead asleep. I had a big ass headache after work. Felt like I was dying, bro.
We were having a great time, and I went off.
We're having a great time, and I went off, bro. That happens on every single one of your lives.
I went off on one of my victims that I went to prison for, and I said in the past,
if anybody could tell me who that victim is, I mean, he calls him a victim, whatever, in this case, whatnot. If anybody could tell me his name or his subscriber name or whatever, tell him to reach out to me, and we'll go from there.
Recently, I said that man at the end of the day has every right to say whatever he wants to say because of what I did. I shouldn't have bit. I'm human. But I want to let people know, whoever saw the live, who didn't, who will see.
The I'm human fucking card is only going to help you so much, bro. You burned that shit out already. It's like the race card. You've already burned the human card out. You're human, you're human, you're human. I'm not perfect, I'm human.
The trolls replay it. It doesn't look.
We're not trolls, bro. We're
Here's the
truth
reason why
sayers.
I get so passionate when this individual says what he says. You know, it's been over 30 years that this happened. And lives were destroyed. Families were destroyed. It should have never happened. And let me break this down to you. So let's see what you think. So
I think I'm going to go through some local businesses here, some ghetto ass liquor stores, and be like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. Do you mind if I promote your store? They're gonna be like, yeah, go ahead. And then I'm gonna come back and put this video was sponsored by these local things. It's not hard to do, bro. It's just perception. He's trying to make himself look professional. Cut it out, bro.
The night before my case happened, there was a party on the outskirts of my neighborhood. Actually,
and I say that because all these little red letters right there, this video was sponsored by that.
Down the street from where my case occurred. This is the outskirts of the west side, right? And just so happened, two dudes from my neighborhood were across the street at the junior high, La Cumbre Junior High. They were waiting for the homies to come pick them up. They noticed the party going on. They were like, hey, homies, hold on. The homies are partying. Well, they went into the party. Turns out it was a rival neighborhood that was having that party. Long story short, dude from my neighborhood, Wicked, he calls everybody out. Now, my victim, his little brother, his younger brother, who I never met before. I mean, I got to give him credit. He's got heart. He was at the party and he stood up to Wicked. Wicked's a big dude, known for his knockouts.
You notice the subtleties and his arrogance, right? And this is not a big thing, but instead of him going on with the story, this is like subtle, nuanced ego traits that he has. His victim's younger brother, and he could have kept going with the story, but in between he says, now I never met this dude, but he got this. Like, it's just, it's subconscious. The arrogance is subconscious. And nobody cares if you knew him or not. I'm enjoying the story. It's a story just like anybody else's. But damn, bro, you're still making it about yourself. Oh, let me guess. Oh, the story is about me. Nah, bro, that's completely unnecessary.
Always had a gun on him, right?
Wicked.
He stood up to Wicked. They didn't realize there were two dudes from the west side in there. They thought Wicked was by himself. The other homie, he was in the corner. And he had already, by that point, he was from the Loquitos, got jumped out of the Loquitos because he just wanted to be west side, because within the neighborhood, there were homies that used to trip on, click tripping, even in the neighborhood, right? So he wanted to be able to party with whoever. He was dressed more kind of like a tagger. So
and there's definitely click tripping in neighborhoods. We only had one clique, and there was beefing between us in the same clique.
know he was with Wicked. So Wicked tells these dudes, hey, let's go outside. Wicked goes outside. They had planned on jumping him. Again, they didn't know that Clumsy was from the west side, the one in the corner. As they went outside, the homies they were waiting for, the homies that they were waiting on to pick them up, happened to pull up right when they went outside. This was some frivolous, non fucking violent ass. It was a fight, man.
And the way that he says this is some frivolous. For you to use the word frivolous, bro, if anything, I feel like that's a blessing that there was no shooting. Because according to you, all your homeboys are strapped up. And obviously them dudes are strapped up based on what you're going to go on and say. How is that frivolous? That's a blessing, homie. With that amount of individuals there, it would have been easy just to pull out their gun and boom, 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 and it would have fucking been a massacre. It would have been a tragedy. When I say massacre, I'm not saying one side or the other side winning. It would have been a tragedy as well as a massacre. But another subconscious fucking character defect that this dude has. He called it frivolous, bro, instead of saying thank God that didn't happen.
When the fight was over, my victim's younger brother, he got stomped out, I think, something like that. I don't know. It was nothing serious. He had a broken bone. I don't know if it was his broken arm.
A broken bone is not serious? Are you serious, bro? I know if an enemy comes over and breaks my bone, whether I'm the younger brother or the older brother or somebody, bro, I want them on my get back. And I'm going to dissect this detail by detail.
A broken leg, something broke, right? Now, my victim, he could have easily.
And this was confusing everybody. Your victim, your victim, your victim. Say victim number 1 and victim number 2, or at least say their fucking names. Because damn, bro, it's kind of hard to follow if you're not paying attention. So your victim was...
is he got a group of family men. We're all teenagers. The next day when the case happened.
So that justifies it. They're grown men and you're young teenagers. Okay.
We're all teenagers.
I got my ass whipped by lopers that were grown ass men. And I don't make that as an excuse.
There was 14 of us that happened to be there, right? We're celebrating the baptism of one of the homies' sons. That's what we were doing. We weren't out trying to gangbang nothing. This dude, my victim.
Somebody should ask this dude, it was 14. You remember this shit so clearly, right? I mean, that's the day that you lost your freedom, right? Name all them 13 dudes. Or it was 14 and 1. I don't know. Somebody should ask this dude, name the 14 dudes, or 13 if you include yourself, what their names were. Since he's being so specific, right?
When he didn't get his homeboys, he got a bunch of family men, grown men, 29, 30 years old, to come into the west side. At that time, the most dangerous place in the city. They came 3 times. The third time, they came on foot. In court, it was said that they parked their car a mile away and they walked over there all dressed in black, right? And the case has been adjudicated. Nobody can get, only person that could get in trouble was me, right? They all told on me, all of them. So
this was said the case has been adjudicated, meaning nobody now could get in trouble. But then he goes on to say that the only person that could have past tense could have got in trouble was me. Him, meaning him. Like, bro, that shit don't make no sense, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like,
but when they came, they tried to come into the apartments. We chased them out to the corner. See, they tried to lie and act like they were walking by and gunshots went off. No, everybody that was there knows the truth. Everybody. We chased them out to the corner. I personally was doing the talking.
ooh, a big important man. A 14-year-old grown man.
Who are you? We didn't recognize not one of them. Who are you? Do you realize where the fuck you're at? Like we ain't playing no games around here. Now, because we saw these were older dudes, again, they came 3 times. The first time when we saw them and they said they'd be back, we went and got guns. We're not playing when it comes to older cats. Nope. So when they came the third,
But you're big bad gang members. You're the spokesman. You're this. So you're telling me you're afraid of residents. There's 14 of you, and he hasn't said it yet, but 5 regular beer drinking fat dudes. There's 14 of you. Even if they're older, 14 of you could overtake them. This student doesn't even realize. He doesn't even realize the stupid shit that he's saying right now. 5 against 14. 5 against 14. One of them is a youngster. The rest are the 4 are a grown ass man, as he puts it, right? They're still outnumbered, and you have guns. But here comes a caveat. Here comes the justification of this bullshit.
third time on foot, and I was talking to them.
And he only mentioned the first time. He didn't mention the second time that came by. He goes straight to the third time.
My victim, the one that was in my chat last night, the one that likes to talk all the papas.
Every time this dude says the papas, bro, like he has, I don't know who he got that from. This dude he's more white than he is brown, homie. He don't even know how to speak Spanish. But he keeps saying papas. Your palabras chafa. Like, bro, stop pretending like you're something that you're not.
All he had to keep in mind, there was 14 of us there, young gang members, used to fighting. There was 5 of them, and you could tell. These
14 gang members that were used to fighting and 5 that were older. But look at this.
dudes were used to drinking.
You could tell that they were used to drinking. Easy defeat. Easy fight. Easy fight. Easy.
We would have beat the dog shit out of them if that's what they wanted.
Here comes the excuse.
But my victim, all he would have had to do was say, hey, Holmes, keep in mind, my victim has family from my neighborhood.
On this one, I agree with them. Hold on. The excuse is going to come after. Hold on.
Had to do was say, hey, Holmes.
I'm going to agree with anybody, whether I like them or not. If I see something that's true, I'm gonna acknowledge it. If it's not, it's not. But this one right here should have happened.
Keep in mind, my victim has family from my neighborhood. All he had to do was call out Wicked. Hey, Holmes, yesterday my brother got beat up on. I want to get down with you. Wicked would have knocked him out. Wicked's a rat. He told on me in my case. Everybody knows that. Doesn't take away from the fact he would have.
You're a rat. You're a debriefer. Move on, bro. That's the worst thing you could say on something in favor. Something that's favorable in your defense, bro. This is not what you should have mentioned. You're a debriefing ass snitch. Shut up.
He would have dropped that dude. Easy. That's all it would have took. Hey, Holmes, I want to head up with this dude for what happened to my brother yesterday. Everybody been like, go ahead. Let's go in the apartment. So nobody sees it. No.
But then, I think I agree with that part. If it would have been homeboys against homeboys, Sureños, whatever, gang members against gang members, Norte, whatever. I don't know how the Bulldogs and Norteños do it, but I'm going to assume that they maybe had the same type. I could only speak about the South. But he didn't roll up. He didn't roll up with his homeboys. And his excuse, Dove's reasoning is that he could have very easily gone to his homeboys, and since they knew that they were going to be waiting, they left him hanging. What kind of neighborhood does that? I know all of my homeboys, especially my carnal, is from my hood. They would have chomped at the bit, especially if they're with the business. Oh, they did what? That's automatic retaliation, homie. This is in the 90s. I'm going to make the next point about it being the early 90s. First and foremost, that part. But no, they left him hanging. So since the homie had heart, and maybe that's why he brought grown-ass regular men, drunks, paisas, what have you. He showed up. If that's the case, he had more balls in it. So he shows up. These dudes he's knowing that they're regular dudes, right? They're regular dudes, and he's trying to talk shit. Like, make that shit make sense, homeboy. And the one-on-one fight type shit in the 90s, I could see. Because I grew up all through the 90s. I started banging in the late 90s. So I caught a lot of that culture. And we used to fight amongst each other and everything, bro. My enemies, bro. I survived, bro. I got fucking beat up a gang of times with the Lopers. But this dude right here is trying to say that all this shit that I mentioned, it's like, bro, I don't know if it's like a lack of memory or whatever the fuck it is, but like he says this shit with conviction, bro. And here's the excuse right here. This was a different time where you could have fought amongst enemies. But later on, you could have fight like this amongst enemies. This is old school shit, right? Yeah, 5, 6, 7 years in the 90s makes a difference. But it still applied as far as going to the alley and getting down with the homeboys. Hey, let's take a walk. That's what we used to call it. Let's take a walk. But this shit don't make no sense, bro. This shit don't make no sense.
What he decided to do was take a step back and reach into his waistband and yell.
He went like this. Keep in mind, he said like this, his waistband to the back. This is what this dude just said. Pay attention. This is the part that I focused on. His own body movement went like this to the back, right? He reached to his waistband, and his movements were towards the back.
What's up then? Okay, guns come out then.
Guns come out.
That's when the guns came out. Period. All he had to do was ask for a head-up fight. He'd have got it, and everybody could have walked away. He didn't want that. He reached into his waistband.
Maybe that would have happened. Maybe that would have happened back then, but not in the late 90s. Not in my city, not down south, anywhere from LA and down, because no neighborhood is going to sit there and fucking... The only neighborhoods that would have allowed that to happen was neighborhoods that we were friendly with, not enemies. If we're enemies, it's a wrap. But let me make an example. Logan and Delhi, we used to get along real good. And men are going to be men. We're drinking together, whatever. They get into an argument. Boom, they start getting down, whatever. Hey, in order to squash it, hey, next day, let's be diplomatic, whatever. They get down. After that, boom, it's squashed. I get that mentality, homie. I've been through it a gang of times. So we said a waistband right now.
Whether you had a gun or not, you got it. And everybody could have walked away. He didn't want that. He reached into his waistband. Whether he had a gun or not, we never saw it.
As far as I know, waistband means your waist, not your back, your waist. You're reaching towards the back. You're reaching towards the back. That's not your waist, homie. You got your waist, you got your sides, and then you got your back. So which one is it? Which one is it?
But that decision of his, the decisions he was making throughout the day to drink and get drunk all day, he went and asked his homeboys to come with him to the west side. They told him, hell no, they're going to be waiting for you. So then he decided to go get family men, dudes that had wives and kids, and bring them to the worst part of the city, even though it was the outskirts. He decided to reach into his waistband for a pretend gun, or I don't know what he had back there.
And the way that he would justify that is because, oh, I don't care about the weakness of him, his homeboys not wanting to go there. They weren't from my clique. That's the arrogance. Still.
That's why I get so mad when he talks all that shit. He knows what happened that night. Everybody that was there knows what happened that night. His own friends, I'm sure, would probably tell him, hey, man, shut up and let that go already. Because they know he's the reason why everything happened.
How do you know that, bro? You don't know that. That's how you feel.
My victim should be alive today.
It goes to excuses. The dude that he freaking cowardly shot down would have been alive if it wasn't for that dude. Talk about not taking accountability. And then let this dude out. He fooled the board. He fooled the board.
Did my part. I was wrong for what I did. You came into my neighborhood 3 times. I asked you to leave.
I was wrong for what I did, and he continues to say that victim. He plays the victim card to try to justify the facts, so people don't think that he's a monster. Bro, you weren't justified in what you did. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. How are you gonna say that you were wrong with what you did, and then say that it wasn't your fault because they came to you? Fucking guy.
We're willing to let you leave. We're willing to whoop your ass. You reached into your waistband yelling, what's up?
And he's reformed, right? We're willing to let you leave. We're willing to whoop your ass. I'm speaking through the fucking scope of rehabilitation. This is not a rehabilitated man. He's not. I can't say I'm a rehabilitated man. I know that I think a lot differently. I'm 90% there mentally sometimes, but I don't ever pretend to be a Christian. I don't ever pretend to be a rehabilitated man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this dude does. This is for all you out there listening. This is my point of all this shit. This dude pretends the hypocrisy. He pretends to be rehabilitated completely in God and in deeds and everything, bro. CDC, Golgi, all that stuff. But he's not. And he wants to justify. He wants to have the audacity to talk about that dude brought 5 dudes criticizing their appearance because he could tell that they were drinkers when you crash out every night when you drink. Think about that shit. Think about the hypocrisy.
On the west side.
You can't make it up.
I don't know what you were thinking. Then you ran and called the cops. You testified against me in court. You could have just told the cops it wasn't me. You could have got on the stand and said, I know for a fact it wasn't him. I would have got right back out. No, you told on me. Let it go already. I don't like talking about this stuff. I honestly feel bad about what happened. You won't let it go. And I think it's because of the guilt that you have, because you know You brought everybody to us.
No, now you're my reader.
You could have just got down with this dude. Wicked.
When in the beginning, correct me if I'm wrong, in the beginning of the video, he said, shout out to this dude, the little brother of the dude, whom he is now talking about, that he was with the business because he's the only one in that party that stood up to Wicked, right? What this dude is leaving out is the fact that whatever transpired that night led this dude that stepped up to Wicked, which this dude Dubs gave him props for, gave him his respect for. Now all of a sudden he's not giving him respect because of everything that transpired. The dude was mad because that dude did. It's your opinion that they meant to jump him. And it's your story that at the same time, the homies that were supposed to pick them up, very convenient, by the way, somebody please go get this dude's case transcripts so we can verify that shit. But you come up, the dude steps up to him, you give him props, they go out to the front, and at the very same time, your homeboys drive up. Now, I get that some things seems coincidental and is very possible. I get it. The most craziest shit I've ever has happened that people could chalk up to being coincidence. I get that. It does exist. It does exist. But you seem to completely have forgotten the fact that at the end of your fucking testimony on this video, that all of a sudden now it's his fault. Now all of a sudden, if he wouldn't have this, he wouldn't have that, boom, bam, brought your homeboys let you hanging, you brought regular family members, whatever. We don't know what the fuck happened. All we know is this dude said what he said. But the dude still went looking for his own revenge. And what he doesn't say is, where's Wicked at? He went looking for you guys. Where was Wicked at? That's what you don't say. Was he there? He had to be, right? That's the only thing I could surmise because he told on you. Because he told on you by your own admission. He told on you. So this is just the fucking if you're gonna give a testimony like this, bro, make sure you cover all ends. And not subjectively, bro. Objectively, even if it makes you look bad. Because I don't think there's a such thing as somebody being made look bad if you tell them the truth as a man. Especially when you claim to be reformed. Especially when you care not to care about these things anymore. But the fact of the matter is that you do care about these things. You think you're a gangster, bro. And case in point, you never admitted that you're a debriefer. You never admitted that you're an SNY. You admitted it to me. Gunner admitted it to me. All that shit. But you still want to fucking be coy and, ring around the rosy and shit. Like, this motherfucker crazy, bro. He's got his same loyal 10 people commenting full, bigging him up. How much less a stand-up guy for another BS apology? No, yeah, for sure, man. Hey, I appreciate you, SoCal. Yeah, hey. I mean, we all see it for what it is, bro. We all do. I think all of us on this side of the tracks, on this side, like, we're already where we're at. Nico Barrubias, what's up, Nick? I said mine, sorry I missed your thing. Let me go back up real quick. Feed my tube, all you guys. Hold on real quick. Let me finish this up real quick. Because I don't know what else he's gonna say after this.
Man. It really is. I want to say I'm sorry to every one of my victims. I want to say
He's been calling this dude his victim throughout the whole video. And he shit on him. And now he's saying, sorry to all of my victims. Damn, bro. That is freaking crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong. But isn't that dude technically one of his victims that he's thanking? Because that's what he referred to him as? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I tripping? Am I delusional? You know what I'm saying? By definition.
Sorry for even biting into the bullshit last night. But there's a reason.
And that's just what it's all about. Damage control. And you don't even know how to righteously do damage control because he doesn't mean it. And his contradictions they're gonna manifest. And that's why I'm here, at least on this one, to point out the lack of manifestation on his real, true apologetic nature, which he doesn't have. He's a piece of shit.
Why I'm passionate when this individual talks shit.
That's why you're
It
passionate.
should have never happened. He should have never brought family men. And we should all just let that thing die.
Hey, guy, we should all let that shit die. Please, guy. Please, bro, leave it alone, dog. I'm going through enough stuff.
We all suffer.
He's the victim.
We all hurt in our own ways.
Victim.
That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please.
Get the hell out of here, bro. Enough of your big old bobblehead ass motherfucker. I don't know, bro. Like, if I'm wrong, bro, let me know, bro. Like, to me, bro, like, where I see contradictions, I'm gonna point them out. That's my whole point in reacting to this dude, because you can't make this shit up. You really can't. You know, the fact that you're sitting here still trying to justify things that happened in the early 90s just because the person that started it, the fact that the person that started is out here putting you out there, I'm not saying that dude's right in everything. All I'm saying is that you're not. You are not, as you stand today, you're not right in everything. Straight up. And I wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. If somebody can find those transcripts, let's find out how many dudes pulled up to that party. Because that wasn't the same incident, obviously. That happened the day before. So he can make up a story of how many dudes pulled up or not. Notice how he wasn't specific. So this dude is speculating. He's going off of what his homeboys told him in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people really have that good of a memory, especially if you drink every day on live? You're 50-something years old. You know, no disrespect to his age, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I'm talking about the probabilities, you know, like. But he's trying to tell a story in his favor when he's lacking in details, when he's lacking in integrity, when he's lacking in everything, pretty much. And I still chose to give him the leeway in certain things, but it's hard to do when you see through a character that's been a character for a long time, turned out by a puppet master that's not a master, known as a J-Cat. So let me go to Machete Debriefer, liar, 100%, 100%. A ver, mover la colita. Si no la mueves, te va a poner malita. Let me go to. I don't know, which one should I go to? I was looking through everything earlier today. The fuck? Curazao. Valley Thug, and what's up, bro? Machete Semas, bro. Yeah, we were on there earlier on freaking Renee's live earlier. I asked the question like 5 times, shit, but that shit was going to. Unless I dropped a super chat or something, it was never gonna get noticed. There's too many people on there. There's a gang of people on there. That's good, man. Good for him, bro. Real shit. Hope that dude stays out of the fray. He will. Let me see. Let me go to. What did somebody say earlier? Oh, slugs. Puta madre. I think I seen one earlier that. Oh, Gunner exposed Batman from Visalia. Okay, I'm going to do that one right now. Yep, $1 for an acknowledgement. But Machete, aren't you a member in the channel? What channel are you a member at? Nah, but you ain't lying though, bro, for sure. A ver. Oh shit, Sean Diddy Combs attacked in prison. I don't care about that shit. It's only a matter of time. Let me see. I'm gonna play this song real quick, and I'll be right back in like a minute. I gotta go drain the lizard. I got a pet lizard. I gotta go drain it.
All these motherfuckers been patient waiting since the West Coast fell off. The streets been watching. The West Coast never fell off. I was sleeping Compton. Aftermath been here. The beats been knocking. They done doing this shit. DPG still popping. I got California love fucking bitches to that pop shit. And West Side Connection. Been had it locked, bitch. I'm in the rear view. My guns is cocking. I put red dots on the nigga head like rocket. All stars, fat laces, gun charge, crook cases for that. Now UT, I'm back. Niggas hate me, been there, done that. So crack, got jacked, got shot, came back, jumped on trays, back, payback. Homie, I'm bringing CA back, and I don't do button up shirts and drop paybacks. All you old record labels trying to advance. Aftermath, bitch, take it like a motherfucking band. Take a look in my eye. See that be a gangster till I die. The California chronic got me so high. You know who you from, nigga, what's side? Take a look in my eye. See I be a gangster till I die. The California chronic got me so high. You know who you from, nigga, what's side? No ride, homie. 6 tray dollar. Gold D spinning. Chrome hot droppers. Run up on my low. You stop bleeding. Hollow tips make niggas disappear like Houdini. Gang banging is real. Homie, I'm living proof like Snoop Dogg. See walking on top of the devil's roof. Rap critics wanna counter about this and that. There's red strings in his counter. And it's a Drake track. Keep jabbing and jabbing. I'm really going back when they get to clicking and clacking. Your homies wanna know what happened. Come to Compton, see thriller like Mike Jackson. I might be spicy. All this gun clapping. Quiet of rapping. I was drug trafficking. In the dope spot. Playing John Madden. Homie, I ain't bragging. I took 5. You wanna die? Run up on that black 745.
You know, the J-Cats live.
Hey, Count. So I told Rise about playing multiplayer tonight. He said we'll try it.
How long has it been on? Ooh, 19 minutes. Rodriguez Guerra. You know, I'm gonna start donating some pizza for this shit, for this dude, bro. Well, we gotta get it going.
I need to get on that Black Ops 2. I have it. I bought it the other day. I can't even get kills over there.
You suck.
What's up, Lalo? Shout out to Jalos Titlan.
Right.
So the reason why he said it's not that he hates Black Ops. Multiplayer. He said it's because the homie Chicharron, he doesn't have the game. Rich,
I watched a few minutes.
Big dog. He said, "Stay blessed." Likewise.
It's good.
Richest.
They can't help themselves, but like to me, I could be like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is like.
Best definition of a weirdo was another man watching and living his life off another grown man 24/7 on YouTube. Yeah, shit. Macro, no. He's talking about mamas. Yeah, muerte. No, Carlos, I really only play Call of Duty, homie. I've tried other games. I don't like them. to me, I like Call of Duty.
Because you're going to be bad at one game, bro. You didn't try to be bad at all games. So be bad at the one that you're used to.
I told you, right? He got all
I
excited.
know for this pendejo for now. I know he's lying. I ain't trying to fucking. I did that whole fucking live on that dude because he was talking shit. He went out on me. After a while, that fool fucking. He didn't say shit really. The same old tired ass line. Same old tired ass bullshit line. He got nothing to say about me. So let's go to. I've had a week worth of fucking lives on this dude. I'm not saying we're not gonna go back briefly, because I gotta go to work tomorrow. So I'm not gonna even have that luxury tonight. Let's go back to Slugs Town. Puta madre, come on, dude. You gotta be kidding me with this shit. Apparently, I guess I don't type him in enough. Makes me fucking type it all the way again. How? The motherfucker has more subscribers than me. What the fuck? And whatever happened to Cat Legends Media? All right, we're gonna do this one right here. Vamos a ver esta. A ver, mover la colita. Si no te la mueves, te la va a topar bonita. Se te va a poner malita. We're gonna do this one right here.
Another one.
I don't know what this one's about. I don't even know who the hell Batman is until maybe he reminds me. Maybe with some of these comments. It's Sea Dog. What's up, bro? Where you been at? Triple O's, I see you, OG. That's right. Yeah, Sea Dog was here from around that time, the beginning. Around that time for sure. Puta madre. I said mine, bro. You never know. What do you think about the trust and why? About the trust and why getting shot in Houston Hood by James Prince. I'm from Houston, Texas, and the Bandidos run the thing in there because Bandidos. Talking about the motorcycle club. That's what it is, right? As far as that, I can't say that I know too much about it, bro. To tell the truth. Sea Dog says Super Chola for sure. Cuba Machete, that's right. Let me see, because of the Bandito. Let me see. I was gonna say Bandidos because the Bandidos are going to punish them for shooting at Charleston. Oh, Charleston White and her drugs. Motorcycle gang, Bandidos, Bryan, Texas. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm reading it wrong, but yeah, I don't know much about that. But apparently there's I was sleeping on that shit. There's a message fucking DM direct messaging on YouTube now. You guys want to leave me any messages, suggestions, or anything like that on the video, whatnot, links, whatever, hit me up on the icon, whatever, send me a message. I can't see it right now because I'm on StreamYard. I'm on a different platform. But you guys can send me that through there. You can send it through there for sure. Okay. See, dog, did you ever find Cooper? Oh, what? Is that how you lost Cooper? Lo Perrito? Central Cali certified. What's up, brother? I said mines. Hey, them dudes never stop, huh? Them dudes never stop. Oh shit. I got like 3 or 4 videos ready to go on my video section. It's gonna be nothing about them cats. I could have dropped all these reactions that I'm doing and they could have made me money, but I'm just gonna talk about my stories. And I'm thinking maybe I should probably just fucking do that too, honestly, because they ain't gonna change nothing. I'm probably gonna do that shit. honestly. I just got screen recorded. That's it. It's the easiest shit to do. No, he stayed in SD. Who stayed in SD? Machete, that's right. What happened to Triple P? I don't know. I never had a contact with the dude. I don't know. He probably just stopped doing things. I don't know. Hold on. He's probably working, bro, doing this thing. I don't know. Oh, you mean he doesn't have his channel no more? I don't blame him if he doesn't have his channel. It's not easy to do this shit, bro. I'm telling you. The only reason I'm still here is because everything that it cost me, man. I'll be damned if I fucking. Yeah, I'll be damned if I fucking just fucking. You know, if I already lost everything, why not keep going? Sister Kelly, semis and fools. Sister Kelly, Machete been likewise. Been a while, likewise. Machete likewise been a while. I said it backwards. AI, artificial intelligence. Have you looked into the other platform Restream? Yeah, artificial intelligence. Yeah, answer Machete. He said he just quits. It seems. And I don't blame him. He did some questionable things. Now I don't want to say he was necessarily wrong or right. I don't know. Like it's hard, bro, to grow on this platform, especially if you don't have. I think the only thing that I have going for me is that I've been here for so fucking long, and I still have my stories, and I mean I could react to shit. I guess I don't know, bro. I mean you guys tell me. I don't know. I don't even know why you guys watch me. Real shit. I appreciate it though. Oh shit. All I know is that if I had, at this point in my life, if I had 3 months, like, hey bro, check this out. Boom, you have 3 months. You don't have to worry about your rent, your car. You don't have to worry about your light, water, fucking Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about your kid, you know, feeding him, all that. Give me 3 months. 6 months. And I could come up with something that I've been wanting to do and actually come down and strategize some shit. I just don't got the time, bro. I really don't. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, bro. Like, real shit. Motherfuckers that say that shit, they're really not doing that shit. They say, yeah, anyway. Show me that basically the Texas Banditos run the state of Texas in the 5th Ward. It's a bunch of drug addicts who get their drugs from them because they shot at Charleston White. They're going to be cut off. Well, I mean, as far as that's concerned, man, we'll see what happens. AI, Charles, you Al. Have you looked into him? Stop calling me Al, motherfucker. It's not my name. It's L, the letter L, and you know this. Oh, as far as the subscription with Chino, yeah, hey, bro, I noticed that shit. I was like, oh, dale, pinche Machete that said he would never get a subscription. But no, it was a membership, I mean. That was a righteous cause, bro. I remember seeing that. I didn't say nothing because I was like, that's right. At least this channel. Okay, let me. I finished. I was like bullshitting with you guys. All right, let's get started on this shit real quick before I forget. Here we go. Slugs Town right here. This was gonna be on Batman. Oh, that's why I want to do this one. Machete, si puedes. I know you sent it to me before, bro. Like, if it's like near, because I think you're the one that sent it to me. I have it on my Instagram, bro. Rest in peace to Conejo, EBK family. I have to do something on this. As a video, compilate it and everything. That do Batman from YA and all that. This one has a nerve, Gunner, to talk all kinds of bullshit. The Dreamer paperwork. And here we go.
Oh, salud, mi gente. What's coming through once again? Before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. For those who have been showing love and support, I do highly appreciate every single one of you guys. So, in today's video, man, Gunners Collected strikes again, man. One more time. Why not, right? What do I mean? Made up another story. As a matter of fact, he had to take down that video, man. I believe the title of that video was called "The Real Story of Batman from Visalia," right? So I didn't see the video, man. I'm sorry, I didn't see the video. I don't pay attention to his content like that, man. But
I didn't see it either.
The title.
I didn't see it either, but I see the thumbnail, the title, like he's about to say, because I don't watch his shit, you know, unless somebody lets me know.
I seen the title, but then all of a sudden I came across a TikTok account, you know, and guess who was the owner of that TikTok account? The one and only Batman from Visalia. And he put a post saying, I came across this video, right? It's the video Gunners Collected. You can see the cachetes, right? With the barba, with the hat, with the microphone right there. It's Gunners Collected, right? And he said, the title says that the real story of Batman, but everything that was on that video was a lie. Of course, man. Come on, man. Gunner is never gonna fail, man. He's one of those guys, right? He's just gonna make a video, create a story, and have people believe it, right? And when somebody calls him on his BS, right, and be like, "Hey, man, can you take that down, man?" That's not real. He'll take it down for sure because he don't want that smoke, right? But guess what? He already got catch in. He already got the money. He already got the mullah, man. He already got the views for it.
For the most part, when you drop a video like this, the first day or two, that's the most you're gonna get out of it. You may get a couple of cents, a couple of dollars in the months to come, but that's the algorithm. The first day is the critical day. The second day you get the remnants, and after that you don't get shit. So it's no thing for Gunner to be like, "Hey, check this out, all right, my bad, I'll take it down," because he's no longer gonna make any money on it, and that's what he's saying.
But again, people keep supporting this type of content creation, man. And that's what people call the real one. That's what people call that's content creator, that's having stories, that's doing this. Come on. If you're gonna make up stories and lie about it, like what's the point then? Everything is fictional, right? I've been saying this shit from day one.
The point is to make money.
Everything that man puts out there is fictional, right? And once again, man,
for him,
he
at
got
least,
caught on his BS, and guess what? He had to delete that video because, of course, a lot of people in the comment section were getting at him because the one and only Batman put it out there, right? Now, like I said, I didn't watch this video, but I seen a video that he did 4 years ago. So American Cholo put a video about the story of Batman, right? Good video, man. It has like 60,000 views, if I'm not mistaken. It has 150, 130 something. It's over 100,000 views, right? Just that one video. And it just came across my feed maybe 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. Like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Days after seeing that, I noticed that Gunner dropped that video. And trust me, as a content creator, you're like, man, that's good numbers for a story, this story. I thought about it maybe touch down on that story and stuff like that, but I was like, nah, man, it's not my story to tell, right? The guy got the information, and according to Batman, because he put a statement, a comment on that video, that story is the true one, the one that American Cholo put out there, right? Now, Gunner, for some reason, might be jealous of this individual. I don't know why, because
might be jealous of him. Between American Cholo and Batman, this dude is jealous of everybody, including me once upon a time. Fucking piece of shit. Gunner's a piece of shit. So it's a moot point at this point.
I did caught a video that he did a year after American Cholo put that story out. That in a way, he's trying to make it seem like what's the whole big deal about this guy named Batman, right? And he said on this video that he knew him very well. So just listen to this guy.
So a lot of gente, there's been spills, man, dropped on the home.
Look at that fucking. This fool's obsessed with himself. Look at him, bro. And I get it. For anybody that doesn't know this dude and a girl, whatever it comes to see, is like, oh, okay, he's relatively handsome. This was years ago, by the way. oh, baloney pants. The motherfucker can't even grow hair. But this is what he's always been, bro. And now he's up to diabetic this, diabetic that. Motherfucker, you've been diabetic the whole time, if that's true.
Boy, Batman de Vaisa. Orale, Batman, right? You doing time on
copied my whole thing. Orale, okay. He copied my whole style, bro. He copied my chair, my hats, everything, bro. Like, pretend like he did it.
And knowing Batman extensively like I do, what's this big old thing on Batman, man? He supposedly he's the only norteño to have walked the línea, firme gente. And I don't hate on the homeboy. The homeboy is a homie, no doubt about it. But just put it out there, Spooky, from your point of view. How was the homeboy Batman from Vice when you were there?
So obviously he's interviewing this dude Paul Spooky Salcedo, Las Casitas. Obviously a norteño. I think this is why.
I maybe seen him once or twice in school.
I think I've seen him once or twice in school. Okay, cool. Then you don't know him.
I know him, you know what I mean? But as far as like doing what we're doing, I mean, I don't know hater shit, bro. But I never.
Anybody that feels the need to say the things that I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm not this. I'm not a hater. If it's followed by some hater shit, that's exactly what it is. Because if you say I ain't no hater or nothing like that, and you just keep talking about some regular stuff, okay, I can believe you.
I ain't even never heard of him even getting fights in the blinds, fighting in the blinds or anything.
I've never really heard of them getting fights in the blind. Okay, because you never heard of it. It doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Like that, bro. To be honest, I just heard of Soldier Boy and Shadow over there taking care of business, but that was about it. Never heard of him, getting off or anything like that. But I mean, it is his own, each his own. You know what I mean? I guess
exactly, to each their own. And at least he's being honest. I'm just breaking down like the technicalities of this shit. At least he said like, "Babe, to each their own." I don't know, And you already know off the top on this interview right here, this dude is leading the way. Gunner is gonna mold him into his own perspective, and you could only imagine how this dude influenced him behind the scenes prior to the interview.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We were on a little bit of a different level, you know that, bro. We were in it to win it. So,
I mean, it is his own, each his own. You know what I mean? I guess.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We were on a little bit of a different level, you know that, bro. We were in it to win it. So,
see how he included himself. We were in it to win it, man. Shut your ass up, Gunner. You snitched in YA, bro. Shut up. This is why I'm going to reiterate the Dreamer from Corcoran, the Bulldog story.
It's on this interview, right? He was interviewing somebody from Salas, and there's somebody on the comment section who went and basically questioned, hold on, man, you're saying that you're basically poking people in there? I don't remember stories like that. I was in Nellis around that same year, and I don't remember. I mean, the stories that you're putting out there. Who are you? Let me know who are you. What was the times? What was this? What was that? There was some.
Let me read that comment, man. I was there. Remember when Silent from San Ho got jumped in school? That was me and a few homies. Blinky ran with the homies in Kennedy. I was in Kennedy. Who are you? I remember Paco and Batman and Silent from Sac. You both talking about stabbing people. I don't remember that. And I was there when both of you were there. We can exchange names and stories, but you guys stabbing? What homies did you stab? My number was 6'2", soup. And this is the type of shit, bro, that Gunner knows when he's been caught lying. He took the video down already. And he has a dude that he can manipulate to agree with them, even by the tone on the dude, Spooky or whatever, whoever that dude is. Like, even on his tone, he was just trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to lead him, bro. Like, and try to inject himself. Gunner trying to inject himself. Like, yeah, we know how we were different. We were different. You weren't different, bro. You were a bitch.
A comment right there that was basically not responded. And that person replied by saying, okay, now I see. It's for the views, right? For the views. Basically, most likely, Gunner was pumping himself up, making it seem like he was this one guy. He was
exactly.
the guy from Nellis, right? Which I don't know. I know this one guy named Dreamer, that they talk about on this video, he came out and later on exposed Gunner about basically testifying or doing something, right? Doing a riot. I don't know which riot it was. Don't care. But what we're here to talk about,
You should care. If you're gonna do this type of reaction, you should care.
is about Batman exposing and basically putting the truth out there. I mean, now,
What you should have said as I didn't look into it. But I bet you anything, bro, you're gonna care once you hear about it. It happened years ago. He got exposed by the first one to put out the paperwork was EBK, rest in peace, Conejo from Watson.
I'm gonna go ahead and read the comment, right? He put a description on his post, and he's basically said that today, right, the day that he put the post, that he came across this one video. Of course, it's a Gunners Collective video. You see his mascara right there with his barba, with his hat right there, and his microphone, right? And that's cool. Of course, he's thumbnail right there. And it said, I guess the title was,
I saw this video today, and it's titled "The Real Story." Yet it is full of lies. We were never on the same compound. We were on Kennedy at different times. We never even held meaningful conversation. We never held a meaningful conversation. No, he was not there when that picture was taken. We didn't participate in the same riot in the school area 2/24/94. After we were both mazed, we were loaded in the same van, into the same van. It is the only time we were in close proximity to each other. He was in Nellis 4 to 5 months. 4 to 5 months? Are you shitting me? 4 to 5 months before me and left. Before me and whatever left in 94. His YA number was 66995. My YA number was 67900. I stayed in Nellis until 12/16/1996. Anyhow, it's on the internet now, and it is what it is. Respects to everyone that reads this. Watch the video on YouTube if you're interested. So who's this that dropped this? I missed it. I think I missed it. Here we go.
with the post. They came across this one video. Of course, it's a Gunners Collective video. You see his mascara right there with his barba, with his hat right there, and his microphone, right? And that's cool. Of course, he's thumbnail right there. And it said, I guess the title was The Real Story of Batman from Mycelia, right? And he said everything about the video was a lie. There's nothing about being a true story. Everything about that is a lie. So of course, since I didn't see the video, I'm gonna go to his comments to his words, because it seemed
it's like me making up a story and other dudes making up a story when I was in the halls, rushing dudes, beating dudes up. Actually, dudes, my enemies that are rushing the halls, like, what's up, bro? Remember you to beat the shit out of me type of shit. I sent my eyes on me. That type of shit. It's like them making up a story and thinking I'm never gonna hear it. You know, that's what Gunner does, bro. Hearing dudes that I knew with the business, Weapon, and a couple of dudes, and me saying that I was there involved in an incident that you were there in a different unit for, even though you were there at the same time. That's what he does. That's what Gunner does. That guy's fucking crazy.
like for some reason Gunner was trying to make it seem that he was on the same compa. I think that's how they call it, compa, right? Because I seen it named like that. I would say compound, but we're gonna go with compa, right? He said we were never on the same compound. We were in Kennedy at different times. So on this old video that I seen, right? Because he deleted the one he got exposed for lying about. He did say that he went to Kennedy once he got involved in a riot, in a school riot, which guess who was involved in that riot? Batman from Mycelia as well, right? This individual was involved in the same riot, and for some reason, right, Batman said that he got pepper sprayed with Gunner, and when they put them in a van, I don't know whether we're gonna get sent or whatever the case might be, or why they put on the van. That's when he had a little bit of conversation with Gunner. That's the only interaction that there was in that CYA. In
Close
Dallas,
proximity.
right? So I don't know why Gunner was coming out saying that he knew old boy. This guy saying that I don't know that guy. He was never in the same compound that I was in. at least not at the same time, you know. And for some reason, apparently, Gunner decided to say,
You know how many videos I could make on every single one of the dudes that eventually ended up going to YA? I had 3 YA admonishments in my 5 years that I was in juvenile hall, and I barely escaped. Meaning like I got out before I turned 18, and my judge happened to be the same judge that my brother had, so he was lenient on me. And I've told the stories before. I'll tell them again. But these stories I've only told them once, years ago. So ain't nobody gonna remember that. But I'll retell. That's the only reason I escaped that. 1 wide admonishment, yeah, you could get away with. The second one, you're gone. It's basically like 1, 2, or 3 strikes. I had 3 strikes and I still didn't go. And that's because my for some reason, Judge Cassidy, I still remember his name. That dude, bro, like, he had more than enough. Man, he gave me 4 strikes, bro, like, for real, like. But it's just because, yeah, anyway, here we go.
say that.
I was saying that because of YA shit, you know. So anybody could like remember dudes from juvenile hall that were with the business and ended up going to YA. All of us that fucking were rushing each other. The dudes were with the business, bro. There was gang members in there that they were fucking rankers, bro. They were weenies, straight up. YA wouldn't have been shit to me, bro. I was already doing it in the halls. It's nothing to me.
Was present when this guy Batman took a picture, and I'm assuming it's gonna be this picture, that he was right there present, and Batman saying, "No, man, you were not there, man. You were not the one who took the picture. You were not the one who told us how to pose and stuff like that. So stop lying," right? So he took it for what it was, man. It's just none of the content creators just making lies, trying to make the money, man. And he understood it, and as a matter of fact, he told his followers, man, go and check it out, man. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people went over there.
And that's humility right there. That's humility. Hey, you gotta make up lies or make your money, do your thing, bro. I'm not gonna knock nobody on this. But that's the thing. I can understand that. And I would have no issue with Gunner to this day if he was just a liar. But the only reason me and him had beef is because from the beginning, he was hating on my channel and he doxed me, disrespected my family and all kinds of shit. You know, he really put me in relative danger. You know, and I had my family. If it would have been me, I wouldn't have given a fuck. But since I had my family, he knew that. That's the only reason I have that beef with him. But I probably would have been the same way. Straight up. It's too bad that it actually transpired the way that it did, because otherwise I wouldn't give a fuck. Straight up. You could talk shit on me all you want, I would have ignored him. Or Triple OG, all that, I would have ignored it. My wife was the one that's like, you're not going to defend us against the Triple OG troll and all that shit? The rest is history, bit. So I could understand why Batman don't give a fuck. Good shit, bro. At this point, it's been too much has transpired between me and that fucking J-Cat.
They call Gunner's BS, man. Gunner's BS saw the comments, and he was like, "Nah, I can't be exposed for being a liar once again, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this video, because at the end of the day, he made that money, he got those views, and he don't care about the."
Him being put in the van reminds me of all the juvenile hall camps I was in. I was with Pinos, Joplin, YGC. Anytime there was an incident, every time I used to rush dudes, boom, we'll get removed. Now prison, you got removed from the yard, but before that, we got removed back to the fucking main juvenile hall. After a fight, I remember that little mini riot I had in Joplin that I kicked off with the dudes from fucking from Lopers and the fucking Latin boys. That would extract us from those camps, remove us in a van, little white ass van. That's the only time we actually got to listen to music. We couldn't have radios. We couldn't have none of that shit. Just school movement, this, that. At the time, depending on your shirt level, the shirt color, it's juvenile hall, bro. And then we got to the regular juvenile hall. That was a lockdown unit A for us. And it was single cell, 24-hour DRC, directed room confinement. That's what Orange County used to call it. And we were stuck there. We're stuck there fucking doing what we were doing.
Right? It's like one of those things, man. You're going to do your video. You're going to lie. You're going to create your story. And then when people complain about it, just take it down. Oh, well, if they complain about it, if they don't, just leave it right there. But for some reason, I did notice that on the previous video that he did, that he still has up, that he uploaded 4 years ago, I noticed that he seemed like he was a little bit of jealous of Batman, right? This is a guy whose story, I mean, I cannot stamp it, but there's a lot of people talking about it, right? So it has to have some truth to it. And apparently he was an analyst, got there when he
If
was
it's still
15,
up,
if
I'm gonna
not
do a reaction
mistaken.
on this shit.
And no, the guy was getting in fights. After they removed all the Norteños from right there, he was the one who stayed in that institution for almost a year.
Hold on, I gotta rewind that. Green Tortilla says they put him in the van because Nales was in a big. Put him in the. Okay, in the van because Nales was a big institution, and we got moved around in vans. Van to the box, van to the box, van to the visiting area, van to the infirmary. Damn! Every single. Oh, so you're saying is oh shit! Man, all my homeboys were on YA. My whole Gizmo, fucking Little Stomp, a gang of my homeboys. Even before, man, you know what's crazy, bro? Like, even when I was like 15 years old, already going in and out of the halls. They were just got out of YA. I'm like, hey, bro, what do I expect? You know, like just keep doing what you're doing. That's what my homeboy told me. Just keep doing what you're doing. You see an enemy guy, anybody that presses you, rush them. I was already finding motherfuckers on the streets, like, so I was like, all right, say less. So to me, it was just like it was nothing. I know I would have maxed out if I wasn't YA, bro. For real shit. Unfortunately, here we go. Let's do this.
Here, if I'm not mistaken, and at one point there was a meeting between the younger homies right there, and they told them, hey, you know what, you're cool, man, you're cool, people can eat after you, people can do this after you, people can play with you, whatever, you're cool, man. I mean, you're gonna be able to do this. And the guy, you know, appreciate that. At the end of the day, he had his own beliefs, man, and I see that he still lives with those beliefs, man, now as a family member, just enjoying life, right? But man, it's just another spot on the Name Gunners Collective, man, that people have been supporting for long, even though they know that this guy is just a pure liar. And just
pure liar.
Straight up, man.
That's a good one. A pure liar. There's real purity in this dude that is consistent of lies. Real consistent, pure lies. Damn, that is a good word right there. Simple word, but very poignant. Very, very, very applicable to the situation. Or at least as it applies to this individual gunner. Pure.
He just
pure.
It's an embarrassment, man. Because at the end of the
day, fucking Slugs. All right, man. Appreciate you, my boy. Shout out to Slugs, man. Cricket, what's up, my boy? I said, hey, bro, I'm a procrastinator, my boy. We gotta do something for sure. I know I told you and shit, and I still gotta call you and shit, but the only reason I haven't done so, my boy, is because I want to do something big with you. A history thing with you, if you don't mind. You already know that shit. I'll get at you right now after this live. Let me see. Unknown, yeah, Beat Town. SM Munchies, Sanho Exposed Runners, Wise Stories. No, a bunch of people, bro. I mean, back then I wasn't like focusing on everybody that fucking. I left for 2 years, guys, for real. I did a live like once a month, once every 2 months to just keep this channel like. Honestly, the only reason I did it is because I didn't want YouTube to take down my channel. I don't know what the fuck. And you guys gotta understand that my first channel got fucking it happened. What happened. So I did like a handful of lives in 2 years, like 5 lives in 2 years. You know, I was over it. I was trying to work on my marriage and shit at the time. And, you know, that's when I went to the New York, when I was living in New York, Pennsylvania. So I had a good time, bro. I had a good time. But unfortunately, what happened. Chronicles. If you guys not checked out Chronicles, man, go check him out. He's from Arizona. Made member from Arizona. Ex-made member for sure. But I'm fucking definitely interested to pick his mind, bro. Real shit. Or whatever he's willing to like share with us and shit. because he has a lot of history in his mind. I want to have him on my channel. He was, hey, Grio, you already know what it is, bro. Who you were in contact with and everything as far as on this side of the tracks years ago. I just kind of left it at that at the time. I didn't even want to reach out to you for certain reasons because I just, I felt out of place. Junior says, what's cracking, my boy? What's up, APA? What's up, my boy? I said, mine's. My other says, Gunner exposed here by Monchi's Gangster Gucci. What are they, Gangster Gucci? Sí, Ramiro, Ramiration. Nah, güey, no vengas con esos pinches balosos, güey. We're citizens over here. I sent mine to Ramiration. You already know what it is, my boy. Let me see. I sent the links to your IG. That's right. Well, let me go check real quick. Okay. Hell yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, shit. I appreciate you, bro. A ver si no los... Hey, Machete, a ver si no los ponen pinche private. Che desgraciado ese güey. So let me see. Probably gonna do one more. Do a short one. Can't be a long one. Cause I only got about another hour and a half. If I stay on here that long. A ver. A mover la colita. Si no la mueves, se te va a poner malita. That fucking guy is crazy. He's too much. Hey, Gunner, hey, that fool, fuck, dude. He's like, I swear, bro, like it's close to being it's close to admiration, bro. At this point, like that dude really doesn't care. Like, no shame, bro. Like, Señor Hernandez, saludos. That's right. That's right. Don't trip, I'm the hack master. That's right. Oh, record it. You record it. Record all of it, bro. And if you're a hack master too, shit, that's the plug, my boy. Up there real quick. I mean, matter of fact, I'm kind of considering going to Chronicles and doing a reaction on that. He has good content, bro. He really does. And that's kind of what I want to ask him about the Mexican mafia in Arizona, the old and the new. Because I know this dude knows a lot about that shit. He knows a lot about that shit. Matter of fact, let's do this. Hold on. Let me text him. I'm a fucking lag, bro, for real. Runner is down bad now. His mom kicked him out of the pad. Fuck. How do you know that? I mean, no, don't even answer that, bro. I don't even ask you that. If that's the case, I mean, shit, it's not because of something that he helped out with. It's full of detrimental causes, detrimental effects on his own life. Let me see. I keep wondering what I'm. Hold on. There's the video I was looking for. Notice how that fool start doing them fucking. Maybe he's listening. He's gonna start doing them again. I already know how much of a pressure case that piece of shit is. He's a fake ass YA baby. But notice how he stopped doing them freaking recorded fucking things, getting those recorded fucking stories from stories written by a current prisoner. I swear to God, bro. Tony, bro, I'll have Tony on my channel. That fool keeps doing that shit. Real shit. Let's see. What's this pendejo got going on here? And this is what he likes doing, bro. He likes leaving for X amount of days so people will stop talking about him. Every time the heat is up, you're gonna notice the same pattern. But the heat ain't leaving this time, brother. It's not leaving this time. You got ET over there focusing on fucking on the debriefer. I'm gonna focus on him here and there too because he decided to fucking talk shit. Cool. And I'm gonna focus on you, bro. Straight up. A ver qué pasa, güey. I don't. Unlike you, bro. I work for a living, bro. I'll make my own money. I don't need to make money on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Even though I fucking need it, but I'm not like you, bro. You're a piece of shit. You're a liar. You're a fucking panhandler, bro. Real shit. I'm gonna go back to work because if you go back to work, homie, you're scared of being fucking recognized and what they're gonna do to you. Freaking ween. Let me see. Let's go with. Yeah, let's go with him. Real quick. Let's check out. Excuse me on a tier. Let's check him out real quick. Want to mix it up a little bit. Damn. All right. Let me see. All right, let me go to this one because I didn't want to do it last time, but let me do it. For those that you remember, this dude right here, you guys are gonna remember. If you do, if you don't, you don't. I don't want to do it because I remember this dude. Nothing to say, nothing bad to say about him. It's just here we go.
Excuse me on the tear. Been a long road, been some long years. Concrete pillow, I am bed. Whole lot of silence in my head. Check out our new station. Channel of my life in rotation. Used to only play pain and rage.
Hold on, let me pause that shit real quick. It's a good intro. Go change it.
Now I'm flipping to a different way.
Excuse me on the tier. This time we're dealing with the
Excuse me on the
process of
tier.
loss, and we're sitting down with Powder. Learning about someone you know has died while incarcerated is very different than if you were on the outside. While in prison, you go through many emotions that one would as someone on the outside would, but the biggest difference is that you are completely alone in dealing with your emotions while behind bars. There are very few options of people you can confide in, if any. While going through the grieving process, most often
After this one right here, it's only 13 minutes. I'm gonna actually have something to say right now after this. Something new.
prisoners tend to keep to themselves during trying times because they don't want to appear vulnerable or they wish not to vocalize how they are feeling. And having suffered a death of a family member or a close friend causes prisoners to withdraw to a great extent. However, as prisoners rehabilitate themselves, they learn how to express their emotions in productive ways, and one being through finding people they trust to confide in and what's going on internally. It isn't easy, but necessary for prisoners to give a voice to their thoughts and emotions so they can mourn the loss of a loved one. Our thoughts are with you, Powder.
Now. Thank you for using Global Payload.
Hello?
What's up, big bro? What's up, big bro?
Oh, it's Powder. What's
Yeah,
up, Jason?
yeah.
Let me step outside. How's your mom? How's your mom doing?
Bro. Man, it's not good, bro. Like they gave her 2 weeks. They gave her 2 weeks to live. About 2 or 3 days ago, she was on hospice, bro. I mean, it's getting to the end, bro. So it's just like we're just going day by day.
Did they move her to a hospice?
Yeah, she's on hospice, bro.
Yeah.
And she made the decision. You know, to not do chemo anymore. She decided to just, you know, live out the rest of her life however she wants to do it. So this weekend she's supposed to go on a little vacation. My sister's going to take her on a vacation and do what she wants to do. But man, James, I'm about ready to lose my mom, bro. So it's rough. Right?
Yeah, I remember. So I lost both my my dad and my stepdad since I've been out, and usually when they go into hospice, initially like they're in pain, and then they just medicate them up so much that.
Okay, I think that's the one he was talking about. I don't want to react to that one. There's too many members who my mom passing away when I was in Curve Valley. So yeah, I'm not gonna react to that one. I picked the completely wrong one. No disrespect to him. But yeah, I'm not gonna react to that one. Yeah, let me see. So for those of you guys that don't know, I mean, how many of you guys could really know from Cali, right? That dude, one of the Moreno brothers, Pete Moreno. If you've been watching Rene Enriquez's channel, then you probably heard of him. Not probably. If you weren't watching, you heard of him. Real shit. So you've heard of Pete Moreno. What is it? Mike Boo, Eddie, freaking what's the other one? He's in the feds right now. Delon. So Eddie was the older brother, one of the founders. It was Pelon. It was Mike Boo, and there was Pete that went to the Arizona faction and started his own thing. I guess claiming that he was a Mexican mafia member and made his own thing and whatnot. And then you got T-Bug. So it's five brothers. T-Bug. So yeah, courtesy of my boy right here, that dude Pete. I mean, that's a lot of history right there, bro. That's a lot of history, from the new Emmett to the to the old to the new in Arizona and all that. That's why I want to have you on here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, because so I guess they moved them to well, they try to move him to the medical yard to die. I'm not laughing at him, like for real. Like, I'm laughing because it was coming after. The new word with him is they're moving him to. They try to move him to the medical yard to die, kind of like a prison hospice, right? Kind of triggered me right now, because that's why I didn't want to listen to that video, because his mom just got moved to hospice. Not P. Moreno's, but like the video that I just took off. Powder's mom was getting moved to hospice, or already is in hospice. And it kind of just triggered that, losing my mom and everything. So they try to move Pete Moreno to hospice, the equivalent in prison, the medical unit. And he refused because there was no drugs there. And what does that tell you? Respectfully, what does that tell you? No disrespect to him. Lifetime heroin addicts are not gonna let go of that. They're not gonna let go of that. So either you go to the medical unit and you suffer to the day you die, you stay on the yard, and based on your status, what have you, however you could get something, you got action, especially if your family's taking care of you, you have money, whatnot. That numbs your pain to the best of your ability, to the best of its ability. So yeah, man, that's the latest thing right there. An infamous dude has it's in his last days, bro. Couple weeks to a month. I don't know how long that's gonna last, So that's gonna break whenever it breaks. That news. I've never been locked up in Arizona. Their system. I have been in Arizona locked up in Florence, but that was based off of for a short while, based off the out-of-state program. CCA took us out there. California rented prisons from CCA. I was in Florence. I was in Red Rock at first, and then they opened up Florence for us in Cali, and then I went to Mississippi. Caught a stabbing over there, and that's when I finally came back to the level 4s and to the shoe and all that. And that was that. But yeah, man, Florence, Red Rock, and all that shit. I guess. I mean, I was only there for like a couple of weeks in Red Rock, and then we opened up a whole new unit, a completely whole new side that they had cleared out in Florence and Arizona. And in the other units, there was dudes from Hawaii and fucking let's say what, like Colorado or some shit. I don't know, some other state, but Hawaii I remember for sure. But we were segregated. They didn't want to let us with nobody, just like they probably wouldn't have let them. I mean, we're the ones that were more volatile for sure. But I was only there a few weeks in Red Rock. In Florence, I was there for like a month and a half, and then I got shipped out to like I said, Mississippi. They dropped some homies off in Oklahoma, Mississippi. When we got there, it was a complete clusterfuck. I ran amok over there. I didn't give a fuck. I forgot about fucking. It was not even Cali no more. You know, like. Them dudes are making up their own rules and all that shit. And the homies that came, I mean, keep in mind, bro, I came from a 180. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already went to the shoe, New Corcoran, all that, all them guerras and everything. And my points happened to drop in the long ass 33-month lockdown. Shit me down there, right with the Bulldogs, Pleasant Valley, shit me down there because the 3-judge panel made it possible. Before, they wouldn't take dudes that had extended sentences, violence, shoe terms, nothing. Anybody that went out of state, like in 2006 to like 2011, 12, that's when it finally, like, they're like, you know what, fuck it. The 3-judge panel said you need to relieve the population. And CDC was like, California being as corrupt as they are, the politicians, they were like, you know what? Yeah, we'll release them. And what they did, they found a loophole. And in order to appease the 3-judge panel, instead of releasing us to the streets, they abused the technicality. They rented prisons in other states so that we wouldn't be technically on the roster, the prison roster in California. And they rented out them prisons to CCA, so they could send us out there, ship us out there. Eventually, it's already shut down. It got shut down years later. I was in Kerr Valley when it was already shut down. I was there for a couple of years already before they shut down. But that's what they did to us. So anybody that knows about that history, like, it was fucked up. It was fucked up. They set up regular rent-a-cops on the floor. Man, case in point, I remember us trying to get these black dudes, not because they were black, but because certain black dudes from Mississippi were trying to, like, be behind the door, because half of the prison was theirs and the other half was Cali in Mississippi. And they were taunting us in the window. And we're in the kitchen. This is in the kitchen. I was working in the kitchen at the time, the main kitchen. And then they used to be like, just talking shit, right? And they were on site. They were on site. And the homies were like, hey, as soon as, if that door ever opens and you get a chance, do what you got to do. While I was there, it never happened. They did kill a CO when they first opened that shit up. That was years before I got there. It was super like a jungle between us, unfortunately. Between the camaradas, the drugs, and the pegadas and all that shit, right? The favoritism, the fucking grimy ass tactics. The crazy part is I already told these stories before. That's the crazy part. But I could only imagine what them dudes from Mississippi would have, because all them dudes just like one-on-one. They have partners. They have partners. But they don't have gangs like that. they would have been shocked if they would have seen everybody in that kitchen bum rush them all in there, and just seen a black dude. One black dude disrespects us, the rest of them gets them. That's just Cali politics. I could only imagine how fucking how shocked they would have been at that shit. Real shit. Let me see. Just a side note on that. Let me go to this. Oh, I wanted to do this one right here.
Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing, man. Today we have a banger of an interview, and I want to thank all the members of the website for being able to support this channel and do what we do. We have none other than Richard Caruso, the correctional officer from the gladiator days at Corcoran that exposed what was transpiring to the feds. So without any further ado, what up, Richard? How's it going, man?
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity and let everyone hear my side of the story. And I appreciate you inviting me on your podcast, Hector.
Thank you, dude. It's all for educational purposes, right? And historical purposes. The people want to know, man. The people want to know. A lot of people never worked behind the line, behind the walls. So let's give them an insight. What year did you start the California Department of Corrections?
I started in 1988.
Woo! 1988, man. Now,
I'm not going to be able to finish this one, man. So now
did you join the military? Were you in the military?
I was a United States Marine, and I was a military policeman in the United States Marine Corps for 6 years, 4 years active, 2 years non-active. And then I was a sheriff in upstate New York before I joined the Department of Corrections and left for California.
So you were not wet behind your ears. You had a little bit of experience with the law.
Exactly. And like I said to you earlier, Hector, you know, I'm sure that many people have heard the rumors about the gladiator days and heard the stories. And I think that, you know, I salute you for trying to interview some of the officers that were indicted and getting also interviews from officers that came forward and tried to do the right thing. But I think it's important to get the story from all areas and let your audience decipher, you know, the truth. And I've done 60 Minutes, I've done A&E, I made a movie called Felon, and I sought you out. I got a hold of you because I wanted you to tell the story, because you've been there, done that, you know the terminology, you know when I talk about the integrated yard policy, what that means. And your viewers who have walked the line, they know what we're about to talk about. So, you know, for people that don't know prison or don't know our terminology, it's hard to articulate to them, because what happens is many people hide behind the integrated yard policy and say, well, nobody made those inmates come out and fight. But we know different. We know the hatred between rival gang members. And if you've walked the line in any California prison, then you'll be able to relate to this story of when they hide behind that, well, nobody made them fight. These gang members, when they're put in a situation against enemies, they don't have a choice.
I like you already, man. I like you already.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you're speaking my language, and that boils down to ethics. But we're going to get there. We're going to crawl before we can walk. And you're right, man. A lot of the audience members do not know the lingo, the jargon, the slang, but we're going to break it down for a man Crayola style. What year did you join the Marine Corps?
1980. Well, I joined when I was 17, and I went into boot camp at Parris Island in 1982.
Man, you don't have to tell me, but were they putting hands on recruits back then?
What do you think? Let me just say, before Corcoran, I had hair, Hector.
It was a different time frame back then, man. So here you are, originally from where?
Upstate New York.
Wow. Here you're from. Was this the first time you were in Parris Island, leaving New York?
Absolutely.
All right, now, let me put this up here real quick. Shout out to Hector, bro. I'm glad. This kind of actually grabbed my attention earlier. So this dude that he's interviewing, bro, let me read the biography. If anybody hasn't heard of that movie Felon, let me know. From Marine to MP to California prison system whistleblower to movie maker, the journey of Richard Caruso. February 17, 2017, down was still locked up. The entertainment business is a cutthroat business, says Richard Caruso, former Marine policeman, as he spoke about the entertainment business that made his experience as a California prison guard into the movie Felon today on Marine Radio. So basically, if you guys have seen that movie Felon with that dude, that white dude, where his home gets invaded, he rushes out there, beats him with the bat. Val Kilmer's in that movie. No, that's a different movie. No, that's Val Kilmer. Yeah, that's Val Kilmer. He's in that movie. They will go to the shoe. Basically, it's a regular white dude that gets locked up for a home invasion. He shouldn't have got locked up. Goes to the shoe, the gladiator fights. Basically, the gladiator fights in Corcoran. They never say Corcoran, of course not. But apparently, this dude had a hand in it, or he's the one that created it. So, first, he Hector, the prison guard, he interviewed the first dude that was there, but now he's interviewing the dude that they inspired that movie over. That's good shit. It caught my eye earlier. That's why I remember to come back to it. So Richard Caruso, Corporal, U.S. Marine Corps, 1982 to 1986. Let's see. Good shit. All right, let's go. Without further ado.
I signed up in the Marine Corps. I was a pretty good athlete and high school basketball player, and I come from a big Italian family. And my father's brother fought in Guadalcanal. And I knew that I was going to get some junior college offers coming out of high school. But one day I got in an argument with my dad, and we never really argued. So I said, well, I'm going to show him, I'm going to go down and I'm going to sign up for the delayed entry program and join the Marine Corps. So I went down and signed up at 17. And then I didn't hear anything after I signed up. I did my MOS. I did the ASVAB. I was going to be a military policeman if I did the training and if I went, but I had no intentions of going to the Marine Corps. It was all about, trying to make my dad to stop me from going in because he wanted me to go to college. So I graduated in 1982, and I'm upstairs in my bedroom, and I'm sitting there in my underwear, and I'm watching Gilligan's Island in black and white, and I'm looking at Ginger, and all of a sudden I hear a knock on my bedroom door. And I open up the door, and it's a Marine, my recruiter, in dress blues, said, pack your shit, you're going to Parris Island today.
Hell
and
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to Parris Island. I go, I signed up, but that was just because I was mad at my dad. And he goes, oh no. He goes, you got to go, Richie. We're putting you on Greyhound bus. And all of a sudden, my father was at the bottom of the stairs and said, you signed that contract, and if you don't go, you're going to embarrass his family, and you're going to be a coward. And I was like, coward? And I put on my shorts. I had no underwear on, Hector. Put on my shorts, threw on a tank top. They put me in a Greyhound to Buffalo, New York. I got up to Buffalo. They got about 120 of us online, and only 8 of us were Marines, but they got 120 online and say, drop your pants to your underwear. And we're down to skivvies, but I didn't have no underwear. I got my little thing hanging out, and everyone's laughing at me. I'm like, what the hell is this, right? And then they put me on a plane to Savannah, Georgia, and I take a long ride through the pine trees to get to Parris Island in the middle of the night. It's hot as hell, and it smells from the swamps. I just want to go home. I don't want to be there.
Right.
And so I'm still mad that I did this. So I get there at Parris Island, and I start acclimating to recruit training. And the first phase, I was kind of defiant. Second phase, I was transitioning. And then third phase, I was snapping and popping, and I'm going to become a Marine. So we're 2 days before graduation, and our drill instructors were marching us back to the barracks from Chow. And we get in front of the barracks, And all of a sudden the DI goes, platoon, hold. And we go, snap, pop. And I'm one of the taller ones in the platoon. And I look down the street at Boulevard de France and I see this white Buick Electra approaching the platoon. It's my father. He drove 13 hours to Paris Island to see me graduate. And I was like, oh my God. So he pulls up next to the platoon and he gets out. He's got a black trench coat, like a mobster with a black hat. And he gets out and he walks right for me. And the DI's watching this guy coming towards the platoon. And he walks right in the middle of the platoon, bro. And he grabs my cheeks and he kisses me. And he goes, I'm proud of you. You're a man now. And he looks at the drill instructor and he goes, thank you. And the DI gave him the nod. And it was like the proudest moment of my life that I knew that I made my dad proud becoming a United States Marine.
That's awesome, bro. Literally, that's awesome, dude. Like, that whole situation, dude. I mean, even you dropping your shorts down with no skivvies, dude, it's freaking hilarious. But I can relate.
Impressed.
I can relate to the proud moment and the defiance. Better yet, bro, I can relate to being a defiant kid, man, and getting straightened out by the United States military. What kind of things did you learn during recruit training? Honor, integrity, ethics. What kind of stuff was like shoved down your throat?
All of that, brother. All of that. And the most important thing that I learned is we don't go against our own. We don't go against family. But that was installed in me is coming up in an Italian family.
Instilled.
The code of silence within our own family, my own Italian family. If a certain cousin or uncle did something wrong to us, they're shunned. So for me to learn that, and as a young recruit, that's your brother to your left and right, and they got your back.
So this dude right here, Hector Bravo, of course, the prison guard, is interviewing this individual right here. His name is Richard Caruso. The reason the movie Felon got made was because this dude was a whistleblower. Basically, he's the one that, that got the most of the information. He's the one that basically broke first or went to them and let them know what the hell was going on. The Corcoran gladiator fights. So I'm interested to see what this dude's gonna say, for sure. I'm interested to see what he's gonna say, because the last dude that Hector had was a bunch of nothing. He was just there in a peripheral. He was at the prison, but apparently for him, whether he lied or not, I don't know, and he didn't want to admit it. I'm thinking that the whole movie, the only reason that movie Felon got made as a inspiration towards, to the freaking gladiator fights in Corcoran, you would think that dude would try to, get his accolades, right? But that's what leads me to believe that in this day and age, he would have admitted what he knew. But he wasn't there. He wasn't involved. But apparently this dude was. So we're gonna keep going, and here we go. The only reason I didn't lead with this, by the way, reaction, because I seen it earlier. I seen the thumbnail earlier, and Hector, man, you're my boy. He interviewed me years ago on his channel, on his first channel. I guess it got taken down. That's the only reason I remembered it, right? But now that I'm looking at it, okay, cool. I'm hoping this one has a lot more substance, because I'm already a little cynical about the first dude that he interviewed. Here we go.
Back. I would never go against the family, brother. But what happened with us, with me and you, and many that are in the military at 18, 19 years old, is we drink the Kool-Aid. We drink the Kool-Aid that whatever our government does, they'll never put us in harm's way unless absolutely necessary. And then we get in there as young, dumb, hard chargers. And like you, when you were over there, you were in Iraq, weren't you?
Yeah, 2004.
Okay, you're over there. We're drinking the Kool-Aid, and they're telling us to take this hill or charge through this door and kick ass and take names. We don't ask questions, bro. But when we get older, like now, what's going on?
I'll give you 1 second. If you guys have not seen this movie, here you go. It should show you It's this one right here. Based on the corporate fights. In the shoe. In the shoe.
Baby, what's happened to your face?
It's a good movie, actually.
Got jumped.
Well, we gotta tell somebody.
It won't help, Laura. Are you okay? How's Mikey?
He's scared. He just keeps asking for you. Wait, I didn't know what to tell him, so I told him that you went on a trip. And it doesn't help that we're staying with my mother. Wait, I didn't feel safe at the house by myself.
Everything's gonna be okay. I promise you.
We have to get you out of here.
They're gonna give me a public defender. Let me see what they say. We'll go from there.
That was a trailer for that shit. That shit's garbage. That was the worst trailer I've seen in my life. But anywho, it's based on that. So let me go back to him real quick.
Now, what's going on with Iran? And I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a Trump supporter.
Facts.
But seeing what's happening now,
Facts.
spending $1 billion a day, doing targeting shot. I mean, the money that's being wasted when you got Americans that are suffering, and even American life being lost. We need to take care of America. You know, it's the haves and the have-nots, Hector, and we're the have-nots.
Well,
they're not sending the haves over there.
Well, that's why I'm asking you these questions the way I'm asking you, man. I could already tell you're an intellectual, experienced individual, but I want the audience to kind of get a feeling for who you are and your background, bro. I'm pretty good at my job, if I must say so myself.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you being, going down that route, trying to get a little background about it. For me, it was never mad at anybody or bitter. Or I'm going to get this person. It was never about that.
We're going to get to that. So, Marine Corps.
Those windows, and everybody would get down.
Okay,
but
okay.
Guess what? No paperwork.
I like that. I like that, man.
You're a supervisor. You like
that's
that.
using your fucking brain, bro. On that, where is the gray line? Where's the black line? And where's the white line?
Great question, Hector. Great question. And I mean, it got to the point where they were using me so much in cell extractions that when that phone rang, I was telling someone, I say, why don't you go? I don't want to go anymore, right? There was nothing. I started getting burned out. And then my big brother, Tony, who everybody loved in my town, he got caught up in something and sent to Attica for 8 years, brother.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
And so here, I'm looking at these inmates, in the yard, you're pieces of shit, you're no good. And then all of a sudden it happens to me, my family, and I'm going back to New York, going to prison, visiting my brother. And I start looking at these guys out there saying, wow, that.
It doesn't get real for COs, bro, until it happens to one of their loved ones. And then that's when they wake up. That's when they wake up to the realities of the abuse.
That could be my brother.
I skipped a lot, but I just happened to stop on this one, and I'm glad I did. I don't got the time right now.
And I started being more sympathetic to where there's no way I was going to shoot another person with a real bullet when I'm creating the wreck. Hector, you know the big windows? You know the big windows in the control booth?
Yeah.
Sometimes I would slam those windows, and everybody would get down.
Okay,
but
okay.
Guess what? No paperwork.
I like that. I like that, man.
You're a supervisor. You like
that's
that.
using your fucking brain, bro.
But they hide behind the AWR policy, and they say, we didn't make these individuals fight. They chose to fight. Well, here you emptied out all those adjustment centers. You bought these these soldiers down with all the shot callers, and there's no way they're not going to go out there and handle business.
I need you to explain to the crowd that you're not making excuses for inmates and you're not making excuses for gang and criminal mentality or criminality, but you're simply stating like, hey, dude.
The truth is the truth. That's what he's talking about.
We're setting these motherfuckers up.
Absolutely. Absolutely setting them up. And the supervisors knew it. The administration knew it. They were calling down, wanting to know who the fighters were going to be.
Every single one of these individuals knew who was on a green light, who did it, who wasn't on a green light, who was going to get targeted, what factions were going to go at it with each other. They knew that shit and they took it as sport. And they started betting on it. That's the shit that I want to hear right here.
So they could get started on the paperwork. In the Tate shooting, when inmate Tate got shot, the one that I exposed that the officers got indicted on, the clerk, inmate Thompson, Michael Thompson, if you Google him, he's got a lot of YouTube videos out there. He was one of the heads of the ABs.
I met him.
He was the clerk, Michael Thompson.
Yeah, I met him a couple months ago.
Okay, he was one of the clerks, and I sent you a video on him, and he said he's been shot so many times. He goes, but the scariest time was I had officers come in and beat me because I was about to be a witness in federal court on the Tate shooting.
Yep.
That was his scariest time in prison out of 47 years. So he was the clerk that day when Tate got shot, and they gave him the names of the combatants 2 hours before those guys were kicked out to the yard. So you're telling me that you know the car crash is going to happen. You're bringing people down into the control booth, up into that control booth. You're bringing a female across the prison, inviting her to come over to the shoe to be entertained, and it goes wrong. And did those officers wake up that morning and say they're going to kill somebody? No. The integrated yard policy facilitated an environment in which things happened out there on that yard. Sometimes the inmates didn't stop, necessitating a discharge of a real weapon. But I swear to you, Hector, 99% of the time, those inmates are boxing in their underwear. They're looking up at me as a gunner, like, just stop it, just stop it. Just shoot Bertha, shoot Bertha. They want it to stop and go back and save face.
Right, 100%.
They don't want a lethal round to go down range. Hector, look at inmate Tolomas. Inmate Tolomas.
Who the fuck wants to sit there and fight to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the shoe, man. I'm glad he said that. In the shoe, bro, you're sitting there forever. It's one thing to go out there and fight 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, in a definite amount of times. And when you see no motherfucking end to it, you want them dudes to the tower, the gunner, to hit you with the Bertha so they can stop it. But these fucking cops are doing it for a reason. They want to see sport. Whether they bet on it or not, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And that's the type of shit that wears down at motherfuckers that are active. That shit wore me down in the wars that I was involved in, the riots that I was involved in, the times I got stabbed and everything. Like, that shit wore me down. Who the fuck wants to sit there and as soon as the door opens, when the cop's crooked, you know you got to go out there and fight every day to the death, fist-wise, and worry about the time that they're going to fucking hit you with live ammo. Put yourself in that situation. Put yourself in that fucking state of mind. You leave that cell and your enemies are next to you. You're a killer, they're killers, potential killers. It don't matter. And you have to fight nonstop. And the cops don't stop it. They're supposed to, but they don't do it until one or the other was dead, or one of the other wins, or is unconscious or whatnot. That's some piece of shit. And they're the ones that are supposed to be better than us. They're the ones that look down on us. We're just fucking convicts. We're this and that. But they look at us like we're pieces of shits, right? You're no fucking better as a cop, as a CO, that's sworn to uphold the law. And you want to judge us? Switch those roles, motherfucker. Switch those roles. They knew that. They will bitch up like this, bitch up like that, quick. And they were to switch roles, and they're the ones in the cell. I'm not talking about how we got to those cells. Yeah, we committed crimes. I get that. I'm not excusing that. I'm excusing the actual action. The corruption. That's what can't be excused. And a lot of us went through that shit. I wasn't in the gladiator fights. In my first fucking time in the hole was in Wasco D-Yard when the cops opened up the doors because the bulldogs kept woofing and woofing and woofing and barking and barking and barking every time we did our fucking gallos. Every time we said buenas noches among sureños, the bulldogs were bark, 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 bark every single night, every single morning when we said buenos dias, our gallos. Eventually, the cops got tired of it, not because they were necessarily trying to back us up, but because they got tired of the noise. They got tired of the noise in Wasco. The tower cops got tired of the noise, and they were like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's crack this door. They used to let out the bulldogs in my block, D4 in Wasco. I was in the upper tier, but on the right side to the end. Fuck, I remember that. I remember the cell bit. My celly and my neighbor from El Rio. The bulldogs were showering. Cracked the doors. Boom, boom. By that time, bro, like we were happy to run out there and get at these dudes. But they systematically abused the shit in the shoe. Imagine that shit, dude. Every single fucking time, dude. Like, you won't know unless you've been through that shit.
He was in the first 60-minute interview that I did with Mike Wallace. He is paralyzed now from the waist down.
No way.
Yeah, I think the department ended up giving him a little under $2 million. He just fought that same guy 10 days prior, and they put him out there with the same one and shot him again. So for the Department of Corrections, or for officers to say that this wasn't going on, guess who's watching this video of ours that is shaking their heads yes, are the inmates, the Mexican Mafia members that you had on your show.
Thank you. Thank you. Because this shit was going on not only in Corcoran's shoe, but it was going on in different areas. And these fuckers were doing it everywhere, bro. Everywhere. Mayhem, what's up with it, man? What's up, Gargamel? I'm right here, bro. I'm chilling. But yeah, imagine, bro, like, unless you've been through that type of war, I'm telling the Corcoran stories. I'm going to tell the next one tomorrow. I already got it recorded, but unless you've been through that type of shit, bro, like, come on, bro.
Oh,
they already know. They already know. They were there.
Saying everything Caruso is saying is the truth. Because I'm not sitting here saying I was a choir boy. I kicked ass and took names when I had to, but I didn't do it outside the scope of my job to where I was abusing inmates. I shot the hell out of them with the 37. Right. That was a gift, but I wasn't going to shoot them with the 9mm.
That's right.
You know what, man, dude? Fuck, bro. This fucking episode is fire, bro, because it's historical, and I totally agree with you in that I have shared similar experiences.
I heard it about the sensitive knee guards. You're standing there and they're marching these guys that are going to assault these other inmates on the sensitive. That's Corcoran Point 2.0.
Golly, bro, that's fucking a lot to unpack, dude. Because there's so many questions I want to ask you right now.
Can I talk about the 37mm discharge that kind of turned me in a direction of what the fuck are we doing here?
This is the question I was going to ask you, and then you can talk about the 37. What year was this? What year are we talking about? Prior to the Tate shooting, when this shit is starting to build up, what year was this?
Okay, at this point, I'm known as the officer that shot the most with that 37, but he won't cap a real round. Okay. So they're putting pressure on me to cap a real round, and I'm fighting them off. So I'm working as a control booth officer. I gotta say this is '93, and I'm working as a control booth officer with a female that was a fill-in that day, and she had the 9. She was the yard gun officer. Well, we put yard out. All my inmates are locked up in the cells. It's a shoe. I don't have day room out there. So I'm at the window watching her because I've done this 100 times, right? And all of a sudden a fight breaks out and she freezes, right? She's like freezing. And she's going, get down, and those inmates are laughing, boxing, right? And so I had the 37 millimeter and everybody got down because they saw Caruso was going to shoot, right? They know I'm going to shoot. Everybody gets down, but this one white inmate, he squats. He doesn't get down, and the Hispanic is on his face. This guy's squatting right next to him. He's going to go at him. And I said, get down. I shot him with the 37, right? That was Nova protocol for me for so many times. But there was a sergeant. I guess he didn't like me. I wasn't even aware at the time he didn't like me. And he started questioning, saying, well, that white boy wasn't thrown out, but didn't mean you could hit him with the 37. I go, what are you talking about?
Oh, so they were starting to retaliate against you.
Yeah, I go, we're setting people up here, and you're talking about me stopping a fight with a 37 millimeter. So they do. So
they wanted
to
get murdered
on me, right?
Not him, but the other.
We had a sergeant's exam for sergeant in California, and I don't know how it was when you went through, but back then they had what was called the tier system. Tier 1, tier 2, and they also had affirmative action, right? So I took the sergeant's exam and I scored in the high 90s. Tier 1, I'm a Marine, bro. I'm a cop coming out of the Marine Corps. I didn't work in the factory. I'm ready to go, right? I'm ready to be a supervisor. And so all of a sudden they're interviewing people at Corcoran and they're taking, other people that are less qualified in tier 2 and tier 3 because they needed a African-American female to be a sergeant. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute.
Affirmative action.
How come we're getting bypassed, right? So I'm seeing the politics taking place. And then I shot that 37 that day when the inmate was squatting, and this sergeant says he's going to start this investigation. I'm like, we've had over 2,000 shootings. No one's ever been investigated, right? I didn't know he didn't like me. So they do the investigation, but guess what, Hector? At that time, I was still part of the family. I knew too much. And guess what they did? They cleared me. I got the paperwork saying you're cleared of any misconduct, good shoot, and they gave me the blessing.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, me and Lieutenant Rick.
Corruption at its worst. And this shit went on for years. Yeah, he came clean and everything, whistleblown and all that. But imagine if he didn't do it. I'm gonna leave this at this tonight. Admittedly so, this dude. Anybody could change. So I'm not sitting here saying that I don't like him or I have a grudge against him because I don't know the dude. But admittedly so on his part, it wasn't until, he said it earlier, it wasn't until his brother got locked up where he started seeing, it started affecting him. He should have known. He was a police officer. In the Marines, everything. And I get it. We're not perfect as human beings, but damn, bro. If you're a cop, there's dirty cops, the gang units, it's the cops that I hate. I don't hate the righteous cops because there's righteous ass cops out there. And I've been pulled over at least 7, 8, 9 times since I've been out. And every single time I've met with righteous ass cops. Every single time they pulled me over, my heart started racing because I thought that I was going to be the same type. I was going to be the same type of scenario with the cops on my city type shit. So there's good cops. They let me on my way. I have my driver's license, my insurance, all that shit. Even the times that I have my fucking insurance, they're like, hey, get it updated. And they let me go. Righteous people, righteous cops, real people. He was all these things. And he eventually went on to be the whistleblower that went on to be the movie Felon. The movie that Val Kilmer was in. I can't remember the other dude's name. Michael Thompson, the ex-Aryan Brotherhood member, he did an interview on Vlad TV. I don't know if he mentioned this or not, but I remember that interview. Meaning like that name for sure. I met a lot of the Aryan Brotherhood members later on in my life in the prison system. And to hear this type of stuff to me is just like, everybody's going to try to justify certain things and this. But when you know that your brother, you know, like I don't necessarily know the timeline, but when you know that your brother's locked up and all this shit and all that, and they clear you and all that, I'm going to play 5 more minutes of this. That's what rubbed me the wrong way right now.
We're talking because one of the officers, Officer Arvizu, who was at the shooting of Tate, told me, bro, it was bad. We shot Tate's head off. They had a female up there in the control booth that shouldn't have been there. They said there was a weapon. There was no weapon. And they said that the blacks attacked the Hispanics. And so I go, you know what? I got to go and research this. So I went to the Hanford Library, and I got the press release from Corcoran. And sure enough, the press release said that
he was living in Hanford. Corcoran is in Kings County, which is like what? Hanford is right. Hanford is Fresno County. It's like 30 to 45 minutes max, depending on yeah, it's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, depending. Because I went probably shorter because when I went from Corcoran to Pleasant Valley, that's Coalinga, Fresno County, and that's the edge. So, yeah.
The African American blacks attacked the Hispanic inmates. Inmate Tate would not stop his aggression on the Hispanics. There was appeared to be a weapon on the yard, and therefore necessitating the discharge of the 9mm, shooting Tate's head off. I knew that was all bullshit. Yes. I went to Rig with the press release. I go, look it. They questioned my 37mm discharge, and I go, now I'm cleared. I go, but look it, they're killing people. They're fucking killing people. And Rig looked at the press release, and he realized, because he knew the facts, that the facts of what happened on that yard didn't add up with the report, right? So that's when I went to the logbook in that unit, and I saw, like when you had the officer, one of the indicted officers on there, he said something to you that stuck out so well. He said, well, 1 month we had 100 shots fired, another month we had 90, another month we had 87. And I'm looking at that logbook saying, why aren't the other buildings like this? Why so many with these guys, right? And that's where Tate was killed. And I already had one of the officers there tell me that they knew there was going to be a fight and that Tate was the victim. The report had Tate as the aggressor. So that's when I started taking logbooks, taking them home in my uniform.
Nice. He did the right thing, bro. He did the right thing. Gladiator fights. At least this dude had a conscience. Everything that I said before, of course. I mean, I'm gonna be critical in certain areas and whatnot, leading up to what I'm seeing.
I'd work overtime on First Watch, and I get my flashlight and check out the keys from control, and I go into records, and I take C files, and I do copies, and tuck it in my uniform, and take it out. And then I was thinking that we were going to go up the chain of command and try to stop this. And when we went up, go ahead.
Oh my God, bro. This is before ChatGPT. This is before the internet. This is before people can talk about mental health freely. This was a whole different generation, bro. Exactly. A different era. What the hell was going through your fucking mind, bro? Did you feel like you were going insane? Because technically they were gaslighting you.
Yes, I didn't want to believe that my family, my California Department of Corrections family was dirty. I know the job is hard.
And going back to what I said, thank God. I don't want to shit on this dude. He did the right thing. But thank God, in a crazy way at this point, that the powers that be in the universe, God, had his brother locked up in New York, Rikers, like he said, and seen how they were treating him that led him. Imagine if his brother wasn't locked up. How he would have never had that perception. He probably wouldn't have had that perception in his mind. That seed wouldn't have been planted. And guess how? Thank God things happen for a reason. In a fucked up way, his brother got locked up, thank God, and he ended up saving a lot of dudes. Because it don't matter if motherfuckers were locked up in the shoe for whatever reason. What's right is right, what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. Real shit.
I know that officers, it's a hard job, and probably 90% of them are good people. But you got to recognize we have 10% bad apples. And instead of covering them up, we need to expose them and get rid of them. And they weren't doing that. CCPOA.
The bad apples were at the top. and their whole organization. The captains and all that shit.
Was covering them all up. And they wouldn't get rid of the bad apples.
Bro, but what kind of fucking feelings were you feeling daily, bro? Because I would probably wake up with a stomach ache every day. Nausea? Were you feeling nausea,
Bro.
confused, lightheaded?
Nausea. Like I said, I had a head of hair back then. And to be feeling that, you know, I'm going against my family, I'm starting to question. George Smith, the warden,
that wasn't your family.
Was the warden working at the time, had always been there for me, brother. He was like John Wayne. He looked like John Wayne, and he's always been there. I've been in so many incidents, so many use of force incidents. George Smith always had my back, and I was about to have the FBI kick his fucking door down and expose his ass. And guess what happened? I got my conscience the night before that the FBI was coming to my house. My conscience got the best of me. I was cleared, Hector, of the 37. I got the letter saying I had no letter of. They didn't even put a letter in my file. They cleared me. So I said, you know what? I go, this is fucking crazy what's going on here. And what I got at my house is going to bring down my house of cards. I said, there's been one person here that's been there for me always, and that was George Smith, the warden. And I left my post in the shoe to make a meal run. But really what I did is I went up to the warden's office and I knocked on his door, dude. And he looked at me like, what's he do? What's Caruso? The officer I'm breaking the chain of command, gonna basically walk in the warden's office. Right. He goes, come in, Caruso, come in. He knew me. And so I walk in and I got my head bowed down in disgrace, knowing that, you know, my career is over with. From, you know, all I know is to be a cop my whole life, from the Marine Corps to being a sheriff. But I know once I tell him this, I'm falling on the sword but you know what this needs to stop. These shootings needed to stop because people were being killed and paralyzed. And so I said, Mr. Smith, I said, what I'm about to tell you is, you know, I feel my career is over with. And he goes, why? What happened? I go, for the last month, I've been stealing stuff out of this prison. And I have it at my house. And the incident reports, pictures, videotapes. We'd have videotapes. They wouldn't even put them in evidence. They stacked them in the control booth. Right. And I was sticking them in my lunchbox. And I go, I have them all in my house, and the FBI's.
Have you seen that movie Felon? Then basically, I mean, they didn't show all this right here, but it's an inspiration to what happened. So basically, the black dude that blew the whistle is basically this dude.
Come to my house in the morning and they want to meet with me. Bro, his face turned white. And he at the time was having a inner struggle with one of his administrators. It was a program administrator named Tommy Simpson. And the guy that you interviewed from the Indicted 8 talked about that guy that got killed on the motorcycle.
Oh,
and that was Tommy Simpson. Tommy Simpson hated George Smith, and he would let little things trickle down to the line staff about smut on the upper administration. So he was like letting us hear the drama of the warden, the associate warden. And so when I told him what I had, he thought that it was trying to investigate.
Hey guys, I don't think you guys realize how good this shit is right here. This is some good fucking shit. I'm glad I fucking clicked on this. Fuck.
Investigators.
You remember that movie Felon? The black dude that was the biggest corrupt dude in that movie, his name was Simpson. It's all loose. Damn, bro. So they made Simpson the villain in the movie, and he's saying Simpson was this crazy dude damn, corrupt ass dude. Like, fuck, dude. Like, this is fucking crazy right here. This is a good ass fucking interview.
With Tommy Smith, because Tom Smith was suing him.
Oh.
He didn't believe it was the FBI. He didn't believe what I'm about to tell you is, you know, I feel my career is over with. And he goes, why? What happened? I go, for the last month, I've been stealing stuff out of this prison, and I have it at my house. And the incident reports, pictures, videotapes. We'd have videotapes. They wouldn't even put them in evidence. They stacked them in the control booth.
Right.
And I was sticking them in my lunchbox. And I go, I have them all in my house, and the FBI's coming to my house in the morning, and they want to meet with me. Bro, his face turned white. And he at the time was having a inner struggle with one of his administrators. It was a program administrator named Tommy Simpson. And the guy that you interviewed from the indicted 8 talked about that guy that got killed on the motorcycle.
Oh,
and
okay,
that was Tommy Simpson. Tommy Simpson hated George Smith, and he would let little things trickle down to the line staff about smut on the upper administration. So he was like letting us hear the drama of the warden, the associate warden. And so when I told him what I had, he thought it was private investigators for Tommy Smith because Tom Smith was suing him. He didn't believe it was the FBI. He didn't believe it. And I said, boss, I looked at him, boss, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? So when people hear my story and they think that I'm on some soapbox and I held the torch up there and I just went to hurt everybody. No, I looked at my boss and said, he was like a dad. I said, boss, what do you want me to do? And he looked at me and he just said, he goes, Richard, he goes, go ahead and meet with him tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. So I went home that night. I couldn't sleep the whole night. I knew the FBI was coming the next morning.
And he's still trying to justify the fact, his loyalty to them, even though he had, and this is the dudes that are supposed to cover the criminals, right? Guard the criminals, because they're supposed to be higher than holy, right? Holier than thou. And I don't know if it's one of those things where he's trying to have his character not being questioned by his fellow COs. Given, I mean, obviously, like, he's talking about his loyalty to his brothers. His brothers are in the law enforcement. In law enforcement, bro. Like, what the fuck? No, it's your law enforcement or you're a criminal. You don't get to have that fucking pride and loyalty and all that bullshit against the law. But we know us as convicts, the ones that are no better than us, they're no better than us. And we've seen the injustices in this shit.
Morning, brother. And I knew I was about to bring down Corker State Prison. And go ahead.
Hold it right there, bro. Don't bring down the house of cards on us yet. Dude, that speaks volumes of you, though, man, because, like, you didn't have to tell the freaking warden. You did not have to go to the warden. And I analyze people, bro. I'm super high in emotional intelligence.
But you were a cop, bro. You were a CO. You shouldn't even ask that warden that. You have to uphold your oath. Your oath. And this is coming from a convict. I know I didn't uphold no oath, except my neighborhood, and we were basically committed crimes. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but you didn't do what you were supposed to be doing. You were corrupt. Even in your last moment, I'm glad that you freaking blew the whistle because you knew it wasn't right. But the only reason you did it was because your brother got locked up and was treated like shit in Rikers Island. And you wonder why I feel a certain way.
It's like you could have fucking backdoored everybody.
Bro.
You could have fucking pulled the rug underneath their foot, their legs, but you went to the warden and you said, hey, sir, this is what I got, and this is what my thought process is, man.
Absolutely. Well, that's what a Marine does.
Right.
That's what we do. We don't. And same with you in the Army. We don't try to hurt our people in our chain of command. Last person.
And when you take an oath, you take an oath. You take an oath as a Marine to defend the country. I get that. You fought. You back up your fellow soldiers. I get that. And even in the military, you have MPs, military police, and all that shit. I get it. You back each other up. But you motherfuckers really try to seem like you're holier than thou. No. But I do, like I said, once again, I'm not trying to be hard on this dude because I really do. 70% of me is grateful for this dude to having done what he did, but I still have my 30% where it's like I can say what I need to say and point out the discrepancies and the hypocrisy. Not hypocrisy, but I'm saying the contradictions.
The last people I wanted to hurt was any officer.
And they're all
that bled with me. It was never a personal vendetta. But when they questioned my 37 millimeter shooting and then cleared me, I'm like, we're shooting people's heads off over here.
Yes, fucking.
What's really going on? And that's when I started digging, and I took it to Lieutenant Rigg, who was also a Marine, and he was co-signing with me, like, yeah, you're right. And so once I went to Smith's office and I went home, my wife, she was, I had a little girl at the time.
Overall, good. Overall, kudos to this dude. I'm glad he did what he did.
She was like 6 or 7, and I had the FBI come into the house the next day, Hector.
Hold on a second. You had a daughter at this time? She was a young?
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Did that have anything to do with your decision-making process? Because for me, my 4-year-old daughter did have a decision.
My decision-making process was knowing that 100%, not 99%, 100%, I was going to kill another human being.
Exactly. You shouldn't have to have a daughter or not have a daughter, a son or not have a son, have twins or not have twins, have triplets, what have you. For you to know that what's right is wrong, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Thank God this dude's saying this shit. Hector, not to shit on you or nothing, bro. I got respect for you, dog, but no, bro, that shouldn't have had any type of fucking bearing as a human being, maybe, but no type of bearing in morality. Real shit.
They wanted me to shoot the real round, and I was going to be a sergeant. I was going to get promoted, but God was going to hold that over my head the rest of my life.
Forever,
the rest of my life. And that's where my decision came in to say, you know what, I have to see this through. And so to this day, if I have some check marks on the negative side of that chalkboard with God, I got a big positive check mark on that positive side of that chalkboard. And so I said, so the next morning, my daughter and my wife, I had to send them away. And we have 5 prisons that surrounded Hanford, the town of Hanford. It was Copland. Everything was being funded by the Department of Corrections. Still is, right?
Right.
But I didn't care because I was that guy that was going to kill somebody and get away with it, just like the other ones, right? Good shoot. They had over 2,000 shootings with the 37. No one was ever found to have a bad shoot, Hector. So the next morning, I sent my wife and my daughter away, and there was a knock at the door, and I answered the door, and they said, 2 agents, female and a male, said, FBI, I'm Agent Murphy. This is Agent Oswald. Officer Crusoe, I understand you have evidence in your house of shootings and abuses at Corcoran State Prison. I said, yeah, come on in. I had it all laid out on my bed in the back. And as I'm talking about this evidence, like this inmate did this the female was pacing and she was pissed. And I'm looking at her, go, what's wrong with you, Murphy? And she gets in my face, Hector. She goes, you went and told your warden. You went and told him. And I said, yeah, aren't we all going to work together and stop these killings? She goes, Richard, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. She goes, your warden called the director of corrections, who called the governor, and the governor now has 2 state agents in SSU cars with warrants on the way to your house, and they're going to kick your front door down in about 10 minutes unless you give us this evidence right now.
Damn.
Hector, immediately I slid the evidence and started throwing it in a garbage bag, and I put my sneakers on, and as soon as we walked out my front door, 2 cars screech up. 2 cars screech up, and it says,
they can't fuck with the FBI, though.
And I'm like, holy shit. So now the FBI is standing in front of me, and I'm behind the FBI, and these 2 SSU agents get out. And they go, he works for us. Where are you taking him?
Oh, God.
And FBI goes, you don't need to know. And they go, what is he giving you?
Oh, God.
They were panicked.
Back off. This is a federal investigation.
That's right.
So at that point, the one SSU agent walked right through the FBI, parted him like the Red Sea, and got an inch from my face and whispered, did you give him that stuff that you stole? And I said, yeah, aren't I supposed to? And he just shook his head like, No, I can't believe you gave it to them. So now the FBI put me in their car, and I'm in the back seat of the FBI's car. They told the SSU agents, you back off or you're going to be arrested. This is a federal investigation.
I hope that's how it happened, because I mean, if it didn't, I mean, it's definitely a good story for sure. I'm not saying he's making it up, but if it happened like that, damn, bro, that's just fucking dramatic as fuck. Damn.
And they take me to Fresno, which is 35 miles away.
It's in the movie, by the way.
Hey, well, these guys are chasing us. And the FBI,
they're trying to kill the FBI.
I'm laughing because all this is unfucking believable,
fucking
bro.
crazy.
You couldn't make any of this shit up. I'm not surprised. I'm disgusted. Go ahead, bro. Continue. They're chasing you guys.
I'm in the car, and the FBI is calling in the plates of the SSU cars because they said there's two scenarios playing out here, Caruso. One, they're not SSU. They're like private investigators or something, because we've told them we're going to arrest them. Or two, what you have in this bag is going to bring down the house of cards of Corcoran. And they knew that what was in that bag was important. So then they get me to Fresno. They whisked me in the FBI building. I'm sitting on the other side of a wall. And within
Basically, him and a loyalty for those who have been here and haven't been here, he went to the warden and said that he already out of guilt, whatever. I think it was guilt, because the warden helped him out, whatnot. He's like, hey, bro, like I already went to the FBI, I got a bunch of evidence, and he left. And the fucking warden fucking notified Sacramento, and they fucking sent
5 minutes, these two SSU agents walk in. We want to talk to our employee. And they go, the head of the FBI came out. His name was Beasley. And he came out and he looked at him. He goes, if you don't leave the premises right now, we're going to arrest you for impeding a federal investigation. And I'm in the other room. And I heard SSU say, well, will you please just ask him if he'll talk to us right now? So the head of the FBI put his head around the corner and looked at me in my eyes like this, Hector. And he did this. Look at me. He goes, do you want to talk to SSU right now? And I yelled out, not right now, right? Not right now. So then the SSU agents left for the next 8 hours. The FBI is interviewing me. And they're getting the tape recorders again. I'm showing them documents. And at this point, I'm still thinking we're all going to work together. We're going to stop the integrated yard policy. The killings and the shootings are going to stop. We're all law enforcement agents, and we're all going to work. I was naive, Hector. I was in my late 20s, early 30s, thinking that we're all going to do the right thing.
Right.
That's not what was going to happen.
That's the difference between motherfuckers like us that grew up on the streets. To be naive at 29, 30, early 30s, I was cynical as fuck. By the time I turned 24. Anywho, Corcoran riots, everything, like, damn, bro, this is real shit.
So then after they gave me a subpoena to take me in front of a federal grand jury, and they put me back in their car, and it's now 9 o'clock at night, and they head back to Hanford, and we pull up to my house, and the side gate on my house is swinging, and the agents say, stay here. And they go around the house with their weapons drawn because they know that everyone around me is correctional officers. And they want to clear the house. And I'm sitting in the car, and my wife saw a shadow out back with a gun.
Damn.
And I heard her yell. So I jump out of the car and I run in. She goes, where have you been? What's going on? She didn't know. And the agents came running in the house and said, listen, we'll get a hold of you in the morning. You're safe. There's nobody here. We're going to call you in the morning and we'll tell you what to do. So I shut the door. And I started explaining to my wife what happened in the day. And, you know, she wasn't exposed to law enforcement. You know, she's from the Bay Area, kind of liberal. She didn't understand the magnitude. She was like, well, can't you just go work at the local supermarket? And I'm like, no, all I know how to do is to be a cop.
Right.
I'm a cop. So I start running down to her what happened in the day. And all of a sudden there's a knock at my door, and it's 10 o'clock at night. And I grab my 357 and I walk to the door and I peek out the door, and guess who's standing outside that door?
Who?
SSU. 10 o'clock at night. And I crack the door. I go, what do you guys want? They look at me and they go, you work for us. They said, fuck them. You work for us. I go, yeah, but you guys acted so unprofessional.
Gang members.
You embarrassed us. You embarrassed
Gang
us
members.
in the department. They go, Richard, what did you give them? I said, I got no problem telling everybody what I gave them. I told George Smith, I tell everybody, right? I just want to stop the violence. So they go, can we take you down to the police station and interview you about what you gave them? I said, of course. So they put me in their car.
Why the police station? Were they pressing charges, official charges against you? Why the police station?
Just they wanted an interview
safe
room
environment
that was sound secure and to get me on tape.
Okay.
So we're in this interview room at 11 o'clock in Hanford Police Station. There was never mention of charges, never.
Okay.
And so I'm interviewing with them, and like an hour into the interview, the one age is just hanging his head, going like this, like, fuck. Can't believe you gave him that, and I can't believe you gave him that, and that video, and this.
Real quick, if they're fucking questioning you like that, then don't you think maybe they had a hint that something was wrong or what they were doing was wrong?
They knew.
100%, Hector. 100%. Sacramento, Governor Wilson, they all knew what was happening at Corcoran. Remember when they created TSA, and they're like, we don't want planes falling out of the sky, and the public was like, oh my God, we got to create this organization called TSA and have better screeners, and because we want to, it was
bureaucracy, government is,
it wasn't because of TSA that planes aren't falling out of the sky. It's a big government push to pump violence that you don't want these inmates crawling over the walls into your community. So we got to pay these guys, and it was very effective, but
it was extremely effective. It was fucking perfect. If it wasn't for guys like you.
You
ever heard of Homeland Security?
Violence that was being created was scaring the hell out of the public. Like, these inmates are killers. Pay these officers, CCPO. Yes, approve, pay them, build more prisons. And then when I did what I did, the construction stopped. And that's where the threat was for me, was what politician, what construction company did I tarnish? I wasn't scared of the officers. I was in the gym every day. I was walking in that prison every day. They put a hit on me to be killed. The officers put a hit on me to be killed. I'm in it was 4A2 right, and we had a guy by the name of Benjamin Peters, Topo, and he was one of the heads
right.
of
I know exactly what that's at in the corner shoe. 482 right.
Mexican Mafia, and they're bringing him out on a walk-alone yard. And I'm the yard gun officer. And they brought him out, and he's in the cell report. He looks up and sees that it's me, and he comes out to yard. So for the next 3 hours, it's me and him. And he comes up there to the window, and he goes, hey, Caruso. I said, what's up, Topo? He goes, I know what you did, man. And I go, what are you talking about? Because I hadn't been in the news. I hadn't been on 60 Minutes, but the MA already knew.
They already knew, because he was the only one that was gone, and all of a sudden, so, the crazy part is that the convicts in there in that shoe, bro, at the time, we already know who's who is our tower, who's who. And we get, if you ain't trying to shoot us and this and that, you use live ammo or not, or what gun, 37, whatever. I got shot with a 40 millimeter, but to me, it's just like, everybody, that's our environment when we're in the shoe. We know every single cop. We know the algorithms. We know the routine. We know everything down to a minute point. So what he's about to say is that dude saying that we appreciate you. How did they know? It's because you're no longer there and everything stopped. They've seen you being lenient, not being trigger happy, and doing the bare minimum, and then you leave, and then everything stops. That's how they knew.
He goes, you went to the feds to try to stop this violence, man. And I go, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, ain't nothing gonna happen to you here at Corcoran, Caruso. And Hector, I'm looking at this dude, I'm like, these are the guys I thought were pieces of shit. And these are the guys in the end that protected me. The Aryan Brotherhood, the Crips, the Blacks, the Mexican Mafia, they put a protective circle around me to protect the guy that stood up for the violence of their people. Topo said, Do you know how many times you could have shot one of our people
Exactly.
with a real round?
I haven't seen this before, guys. I haven't seen this shit before. But the fact that you're not victimizing our people, come on, bro.
And you hit him with the blocks. He goes, you don't think we see that?
37.
Damn.
And I'm like, bro. So they took me out of the shoe and put me in the.
When he says 37, that's basically a block gun, rubber gun, 40 millimeter. Came after that. That's what I got shot with in my arm. My whole shit was fucked up.
In the kitchen, hoping that
And if you hit somebody with the 37 in the head directly, you're supposed to ricochet that shit. You're supposed to ricochet it off the wall. If you don't use slab ammo, you're supposed to ricochet that motherfucker. But if you hit it directly in the head, the skull crushes. The skull crushes like that, and that's how you die. Because by the time you get to the hospital, the skull, the brain, the skull is indebted into the brain, and it's a wrap. I had a celly that I'm gonna tell that story from a G from Colton. He got in a riot with the Bulldogs, and they shot him in the head directly by the 40 millimeter. He survived, but after that, he was never the same.
Would get stuck by an inmate, but the inmates were protecting me. They couldn't believe that this cop stood up to stop the violence, right? And so then the pressure came too much on my wife. She'd go to the supermarket in Hanford, and there'd be whispering and pointing, and so I went to George Smith. I go, man, I got to get out of here. But before I left, he goes, before I went to him, he goes, I'm gonna make you a sergeant. I want you to start first watch in control. And I looked at him and I said, boss, you didn't give it to me before I came forward. And the only reason I think you're giving it to me now is because you're scared. And I said, I don't want the sergeant position. I said, I'll pass. I said, can you find another joint for me to go until this investigation is over? Because my wife is scared. I said, I'm still walking the line here. I said, we got 6,000 inmates. I go, I'm not scared of these officers. One night I was working first watch when it initially happened, and Central Control called me and said, hey, the cops are at your house. I go, what's going on? Apparently there were people on the outside of the windows. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and they started softly banging on the windows and started getting louder and louder. And my wife's with my daughter in the closet, and she's calling 911. So the cops came out and verified that there were footprints all throughout the flower beds around my house. And I mean, they'd come up in my yard, and it was nicely landscaped, and they do donuts in my front yard. And so my wife was like, we got to get out of here, man. So I went to my boss. I went to George Smith, and I said, Mr. Smith, can you put me somewhere else? And he called up Solano State Prison and told him, you got to take this officer. And the warden at the time was Peggy Kernan. Peggy Kernan was associate warden at Mule Creek when I was there. She knew me.
Oh, Mule Creek, that's where Gunner was at.
And so I went to Solano, and I roll up into Solano. I was living in Napa, and I roll into, they put me in Ad Seg first, walk into Ad Seg, and these fish cops are in Ad Seg, and they look at me and say, guess what? You're going to get to see a yard fight today at Ad Seg. And Hector, I looked at him like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you know who I am? Like, I'm going to get to see a yard fight, because they were setting them up in Solano. They were integrating the yards, like you said, and they were going to shoot them with Bertha or a 9mm or a Mini 14. And I'm like, wow, this is happening up here.
Everywhere.
I am. So through deposition, I
said it at the beginning of this reaction. They were cracking doors in Wild Skull everywhere. This shit happened in the 90s. It happened in the early thousands. It happened in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 when I was in the system. Come on, bro. Like,
soon the Department of Corrections, and we'll get to that later, but through deposition, we wanted to depo Peggy Kernan, my lawyers, who was the warden of Solano. So when you file a civil lawsuit, you got to prove that, his career is over with. You know,
Right.
he didn't have.
I'm gonna leave it at this, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys tapping in. What are we at? We're almost. It's an hour and 14 minutes. Damn, it's a long video. It's an hour and 52. So 1:14. I gotta get up out of here, man. I gotta go to work tomorrow, for sure. Yeah. Drop a comment to see if you guys liked it or not. This was actually fucking pretty good, honestly. For sure. As far as the corruption in prison, bro, like in Cali, like there's videos coming forward, you know, like I think all of us are so numb to it that I feel like none of us actually thought to do a video on it because it's so baked into our system, you know. The Corcoran riots, the gladiator fights were the most infamous ones, for sure. With that being said, man, I'm outie. You guys be good. I love you guys. Oh, hold on real quick. He looks to say, let me see. Can you react to my song? Jay Wavy. I don't know what your song is, brother. You guys be good. I'm outie. You guys be good.